as he and the Cowboys have agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal, which makes him the second highest non-quarterback player in NFL history, averaging $34 million per year. It also includes $38 million signing bonus, the largest ever given to a wide receiver. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! How we doing out there, San Antonio? Yes. Happy Tuesday. You are. I see you right there. I see you. It's me, AJ. It's him, Rob.
Good morning.
It's the Morning Huddle.
You feeling it? We're a day closer to college football, 2 days away.
It's almost time.
Well, I was looking at the Thursday night games. We got a couple that are worthy, but
not really. They're mostly trash, but I'll watch them anyway.
A lot of them.
There's a lot of them, so I'll be in. Yeah, college football's doing it while they can. They know pretty soon there'll be Thursday night NFL.
Yeah,
get it while the getting is good.
Well, I also wanted to get in whatever college football we can because I know what the news is going to be like today. I know what we're going to be talking about a lot today.
Yeah. Here's what we're going to be talking about on
SpaceX and
the program today,
and the trapped astronauts.
Is that what you want to talk about?
Oh, I just thought that was top of your mind.
No,
you looked concerned that we have 2 astronauts that can't get home.
No,
because they took a Boeing flight.
No, I'm not shocked at all about that.
It'll be February before they can catch the next flight. But they've given them a voucher and some
extra peanuts.
Some extra peanuts on their flight home.
Oh, we're going to give you a second beverage service.
Because they can talk Elon into flying up there and picking them up.
We're going to get you one more beverage
I didn't mean to
service. No, it's okay. It's true. They probably don't have status on that airline. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. They weren't double platinum gold members.
That's how I feel when I get on Southwest now. And as I fly Southwest more, I feel like a poor when I fly Southwest now.
Well, they're coming to assign seats. It's just around the corner to where you'll know where you're going to be sitting. You don't have to wrestle past or around anybody to get a last second.
I have a good standing with the people at United.
United doesn't come here.
I know. Sorry. Well, they do, but nothing direct.
Kidding. We've got is it United that's given us the direct to Philly flight? That there's
like a couple random ass flights that I've got no use for. But
you don't want to go to Boise 3 times a week?
But I can't go San Antonio to Vegas direct.
Not certainly. On Eastern or whatever United.
On United, yeah.
Eastern.
But United, I'm used to having all these perks because I've got all this status.
Perks? See, that's the problem. At least Southwest, you might say you feel like a poor. You just feel like regular folk.
That's what I mean.
Well, what's wrong with feeling like regular folk? I don't like curtains.
I've earned my status.
No. This is America.
I've earned my status.
There ain't no aristocracy. There ain't first come, first serve, baby. That's why Southwest is great. For those that wake up early in the morning, that get there early, that make sure they check in 23 hours and 59 minutes away from their flight, they get a top 10 spot. And that's how America works. It's communism that you are for. You want communism.
I believe in earning your status by having loyalty to a brand, customer loyalty.
Wait for assigned seats on Southwest.
Oh, I know. Wow. Oh, it's so much easier.
It has its benefits. I'm not gonna lie. The early word and the worm, and getting. I checked in first, and then the other stuff, but. Just let me know my seat. I don't want to have to worry. Can I sit next to my wife?
Yeah, there's too much.
All this other. No, I just want to make sure I know where I'm going to sit. But get used to it, brah.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm probably going to have to switch my credit card now that I live here and start.
I'm with that.
I don't know that Southwest has the perks that United, because like Southwest, I can't. There's no first class.
The best you can hope for is French fly free. That's the highest best aspiration, and that's 12 round trips a year. I believe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to start earning that because my United status is useless now.
Well, I mean, you can keep it in your back pocket.
When I go to
there's a couple of things that we do that you will be able to pick your airlines. There are some things.
All right. Yeah, when I go to when I go to Vegas now, it's Caesars treats me like a king. MGM thinks I'm just some schlub.
See,
so like when we do,
I'm loved at Binions.
Okay.
They can't wait for me to
I get a free buffet.
Cortez. Let me tell you, the El Cortez sends out their best pickup when I show up. I get to jump in back and just throw my duffel.
I can stay at the Four Queens, and they will give me a free breakfast.
I have never been treated like a king anywhere, much less a casino. They frisked me on the way in.
Caesars treats you right when you hit a certain level.
Oh, that was my first Vegas hotel back in the early 90s. Caesars.
Imagine I'm telling you, this is the best status thing you can reach.
See, I'm never going to be that guy.
One day, if you get a chance, get to like Diamond Plus level at Caesars. Because every time you walk in the door, every time you get 4 free drinks.
Well, okay. But I just know the amount of money I would have lost. I would have bought those 4 free drinks.
You would have won that money
1,000 times over.
You would have won that money.
For me to attain some kind of diamond jubilee status.
You would have won that money,
I'm
Rob.
a terrible gambler. I'm a good time Vegas guy, but I got to get in and get out.
Well, we're going to find out. We're booked.
We're heading in, but I'm a show guy. I'm a slot puller guy. I'm a $20 and down blackjack and poker hand guy. I'm a sit in the book and throw $5 here and there. I am not a high dollar dude. And I've never, ever registered for anything. And I know that's wrong. I have no status there.
You burn all that money with the Aggies, but you won't risk it.
I'll risk a little bit of it, but I'm not. I like a hot craps table, but it's been a minute since I've really gotten down and dirty on a craps table.
Well, you're going to have a chance to.
One. Yeah, we're going to head up to Vegas for the Canelo fight.
Yes.
We're excited about this.
Oh, yes. Las Vegas, Nevada. The Blitz doesn't get all the fun. They don't get all the fun, Bubba. They get some of the fun, most of the fun, probably. But not all of it.
Not all of it. See, they get to go do their shows in bars and restaurants, strip clubs.
And we get to go to the old MGM Grand.
We're going to be at the MGM.
Did you ever go to the MGM Grand when they had lions there?
Absolutely, I did.
I miss those lions.
Oh, I remember the Mirage had all that stuff out front, but the MGM had the lions.
Now there's a sports bar there called the Pub.
Oh yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's cooler when they had lions. I'm sure those lions weren't.
That day wasn't better. It was just different.
It wasn't their best life, I'm sure. Like they'd probably rather be out killing stuff.
I think Siegfried and Roy were at the Mirage, right? Was that where they were?
Yeah, I think.
And they had their lions would run out by that boat every now and
I think those were tigers.
Oh, tigers, yeah. They're ligers, really.
They had white tigers.
And ligers.
Which was racist.
Well, no, they were white.
I know.
You ever seen an albino tiger?
Yeah.
Scare the fool out of you, man.
My German Shepherd's half albino. Her mom was albino, so she's weird color.
Got those weird yellow red eyes.
No, she just has regular German Shepherd eyes, but she's got real light color because her mom was like a weirdo.
I've seen
like a pygmy dog.
I've seen an albino possum.
Oh, those are
horrifying.
I mean, possums are terrifying to begin with.
Spawn of the devil.
Yeah,
red eyes already, and then turn them white.
No, I figured you were going to talk about the Yeah, no good. I figured you were going to talk about the Burning Man festival that's getting up.
What's going on? Our festivals are falling apart, man.
Yeah, they can't sell out Burning Man. It's probably good that Burning Man goes away because it seems like it's one of those things that I guess it's kind of about music, but it's mostly about drugs.
Now it's turned into this counterculture
and lighting things on fire. But
which has its place. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, we need things like this. I don't want it to go away.
And this is when music festivals go downhill, when the elites start showing up.
Well, that's what happened to what's the California one?
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella.
Well, I mean, it's happened to ACL too.
I heard Bonnaroo still rocks pretty well, but
I know
Coachella's too cool for me.
Burning Man a couple years ago, like when Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg showed up, it's like, dude, all these people are like half naked, mega dosing acid and like if Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are there,
time that I was
I don't want to be at that party.
There was a time a long time ago when this was first getting going back, I don't know, late 90s, that I was in the vicinity. I had an opportunity to go
to Burning Man.
This is a long time ago, yeah. But it was involving, you had to trek out to the desert, and the dude was like, yeah, and you can stay in my yurt. And I was like, dude, nah, bro.
We'll share a teepee.
That's kind of what it was.
There is something there called the Orgy Dome. So if you're into that, it'll be available.
Lots of sandy.
It's they
call
it an air-conditioned sex haven. That's what the that's the Orgy Dome.
Every now and then I call my house that.
It's a lot of heat there, but you've got to have a partner. If you're a single man, you cannot show up. You have to bring a partner. Just so you know. That's the clear rules inside the Orgy Dome is no single gentleman.
Well, you got to have an even number.
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. If you bring in 3, that's okay.
I'd say all in all, I think it would be best if there was an even number. Yeah, somebody get left out.
Well, that's what I mean. I think at orgies, like once it's more than
I've never been to one personally, but I would like to think that if I was there, that there would be a willing partner somewhere. Maybe, like the sitting over in a corner in the dark, but
well, in the Orgy Dome, there's someone for
I
everyone.
would like to think, especially at Burning Man.
Yeah. I imagine.
An orgy at a place called Burning Man. You leave with something burning, I'm sure.
I like to think of Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and like 2 19-year-old like burnout acid head chicks, like just rolling around in oil and mud.
Yeah. The itinerant weed trimmer.
Yes.
Burning Man has always been about burning something. It is definitely an art installation, and it's definitely counterculture, but there are many regional burns in various places. Ren G speaks of knowledge. Like, is there a Burning Man close to us?
Well, I don't know about that.
Somewhere in like Flatonia or
they used to have a
Comfort?
there used to be a thing where it was like leave nothing behind. Like it was the whole thing was like you didn't like they it's a big mess out there in the desert when then you clean everything up, but then
set everything on fire.
It's as time goes on, people get lazier and lazier, and they're like, oh, I'll just leave a little bit. I'll leave a little bit. And now they're ruining.
What do you mean, like 6-packs and
I don't know,
like
yeah, just junk, trash. And then last year it rained, which it almost never rains up in that Nevada desert, but it rained.
I saw where it flooded out last year.
Yeah, that'll ruin.
And that was actually there was somebody of note that chronicled their way out. Oh, it's in Dripping Springs. There's a Burning Man in Dripping. That's got to be the yuppiest Burning Man anywhere in the country.
Yeah,
you kidding?
Maybe they should do it like down the road in Spicewood. That's where a place like Burning Man should happen.
It should happen down in Zilker someplace, right?
Well, no, that's too in town. You got to get out.
Oh, you got to get out there. That's right. You
can't light things on fire in Zilker. Plus, it's not very deserty looking there. But yeah, we'll see if apparently they're saying that low ticket sales may mean the end.
It's just all right. Well, come on, kids, buy those tickets. We can't let this go.
Let it go.
We got to stretch it.
Let it go. But yeah, that was our plan to talk about that all day. Yeah. But we'll talk about other stuff as well.
Jerry got in the way. We had this whole Burning Man show.
We're going to talk instead. We're going to talk about CeeDee Lamb, who
is the absolute glory hole.
Well, at the Orgy Dome. I think there is.
That's what that's the hole in the wall on the other side for all the dudes that were alone.
They keep that hole sealed off during Burning Man because it's
lets the smoke in.
You don't want to let the air conditioning out. In the orgy tent, you need
what are you doing?
Air conditioning because there's nothing worse than an overheated orgy. What? Everyone knows that. You need your AC when that's going on. Good morning to everyone on the Brigade Bar. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to those of you listening on your radio. We're going to have a good show. We'll talk some CeeDee Lamb on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence dyne test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Play ball! Missions fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared one of our trouble spots. We had a stall briefly at I-10 westbound, the off-ramp to Dominion. That already cleared. On 1604 eastbound, the off-ramp from I-10. We've got some road work. The exit is blocked. And ongoing road work 35 southbound Judson Road on down to O'Connor. It's got the road reduced to one lane. A little bit of a delay from Tupper 1. You guys see something we're not talking about? Call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning, everybody. Especially good morning for C.D. Lamb, who is moderately more wealthy than he was yesterday.
No surprise.
I don't think so either. I said to you off air, I could have written this deal down.
We all could have
a month ago.
We've
What?
all known.
What were we waiting on?
I don't think we'll ever know.
What's the holdup?
Probably the guaranteed total.
38? Is that what it was?
Probably. And we had heard from Archer and Shefty that his agent, C.D. Lamb's agent, was known for wanting shorter deals, and the Cowboys were known for wanting longer deals.
Okay.
It looks like they came in kind of in the middle.
I mean, 4 years is kind of like
with a 5th year option.
Okay.
I mean, so I think that ideally he's right where he wants to be. He's going to sign another deal. He also knows the moment he signs the deal, he's going to be lapped. So now we're going to see something happen in Cincinnati.
Yeah. What about with Ayuk?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's on Ayuk. Now that's going to be interesting what this means to Ayuk. But this isn't a surprise. We knew he wasn't going to miss a game check. We knew where the dollars were going to land. Yesterday on the way home, AJ, I was listening to this fare station, the national side of things, that Greeny show without the Greeny. And
by the way, Greeny, we can't afford to have him on anymore. The budget restraints have there's no more Greeny.
Shefty was on air saying something to the extent that they're under $1 million apart. When I heard that, that told me somebody was leaking. Somebody was talking to the press, whether it was Jerry on one side or it was CD's people. They were letting everybody know we're so close. The other side needs to make the deal. We're so close. Somebody has an offer hanging out there, a matzo ball hanging out there, just ready to be hit, and somebody needs to make the deal. And within 2 hours, the deal was done.
Yeah.
So we knew he wasn't going to miss. We knew it was going to be record-setting, at least for the Cowboys. If we've known coming into it that you're chasing limited years and max guaranteed. That's the shortest, most guaranteed contract you can possibly get at this, and pay it to the equivalent of your peers, of course. So you can get back into the game. And I think Jerry got another year to maybe. Looks like probably just a year.
Yeah.
And I would guess that CD probably gave a few dollars of guaranteed or a few dollars at the back end. And here we sit. So, but that we knew that was going to happen. But Jerry's so skillful that he makes the what we thought was the obvious and easy thing appear so absolutely difficult that when the truly difficult thing comes around the corner, we can't imagine or even fathom how he's going to figure this one out. And that's how Dak feels now.
I like how that makes him skillful.
He's skillful.
He's so good at making things look more difficult than they are. That so he can be lauded when he actually does something that is difficult.
Now let's not discount timing. And Jerry's a master of the business of the news cycle. Our good friend Clarence Hill Jr. has left the Dallas Morning News and has jumped onto a new website.
I saw this.
He told us this was coming. It's the DLS. I want to make sure I give him all the credit he's due here because he's a good follow and he's certainly plugged into the Cowboys. But he had this interview with Jerry in the can. This didn't just happen over the weekend, or it wasn't just happenstance that Clarence got Jerry just right then. So obviously that Clarence knew he was going to be jumping ship and going to this new digital platform. Jerry knew that at some point CD was going to be signed. And it corresponded perfectly. So not only did we get the drop where Jerry says in the interview with Clarence, I know what the F I'm doing. I'm 81 years old. I'm a man.
Come after me.
Come after me.
I know better than everybody.
I've been there every which way from Sunday, and I have busted my ass a bunch. So hell no, there's nobody that could effing come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can. Quote.
Okay.
All right. He's feeling his oats.
I guess so.
He did the easiest thing possible. Not only did he sign a wide receiver that was absolutely slotted for him, we knew exactly how much and how long it would be. Not only did you do that, you made it more expensive. You're so effing good at this.
Yeah.
You're so effing good at this. You cost yourself, I'm going to venture to say, hundreds of millions of dollars over time.
Oh, you think you could have done that?
This ain't his first rodeo. He didn't ride in last night. He wasn't born at last night, but it was at night. I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry. You're proud of this?
He's got the job done. That's all that matters.
All right. You're good at this. Effing good, I'd like to say.
CeeDee Lamb is rich.
This is great news.
This is good news. It's one less chunk of drama if you're a Cowboy fan. Now there is just the that one teensy little Dak Prescott issue that here we go indeed. But yeah, I said, I don't know, a month ago, if you're not going to go up to the Jefferson number, it's going to be somewhere between Jefferson and who is it? Amon-Ra, the next highest paid guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll either be tied for first or he'll be second. He's not going to be behind Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think is third.
Well, the Vikings have Jefferson at 35. AJ Brown comes in at 32.
AJ Brown, I forgot about
him. The Lions have Amon-Ra at 30, and Tariq is at 30 as well.
But I said he's not going to be any lower than second. I don't know if he's going to be first or tied for first. But I didn't think he would be above Justin Jefferson. But here he is.
This is what we knew he was going to be.
Right where he's supposed to be.
So
4 years.
But at the end of the day, AJ, this isn't much ado about nothing.
But he missed a whole training camp. What happens now if he gets injured?
Well, he could have been injured last week.
Is he going to be good right away? I don't know.
The defense could be. None of the starters played a single down
They
this
practiced.
year. They practiced, but how hard is it to go 10 yards and out? I'm sure that I'm making the case here. I mean, but the fact remains that Jerry can claim that he's really good at this, that he's been around the block. And I would give him a fair amount of credit. But don't go beating your chest on this deal. Don't go beating your chest on this deal. Because by my math, you could have probably come in, if you'd have done this, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, right about 29. Seriously, you cost yourself $5 million a year over the life of this deal. If you'd have just done it at the right time, if you'd have just come in and seen when Jalen Waddle got the $28 million, said, done, buying right now, I'm signing you 29. Congratulations, 4-year deal. You'd have saved yourself $20 million.
Yeah.
But no, you're so effing good at this. You waited till you absolutely had to play the ace up your sleeve, where you had no other recourse, where you still haven't signed your coach. Your quarterback has now just shut up and decided, look, I've got a for sale sign very quietly out front of my house. I ain't getting nothing. And then you go, look at what I brought you. Brought us?
Yes. Did he get the job done or not?
Hey, he effing did, man. He effing did.
And why are you worried about what he overspends on? Don't be pocket watching, Jared.
There you go. So speaking of pocket watching, Edwin walked in and goes, would it be outlandish? Would it be so crazy to think with an interview release like this, where I've been there every which way from Sunday from 1999, and he signs Dak this week too? Would it feel like when you see
it wouldn't shock me at all?
It wouldn't, would it? I've been there every which way. I've busted my ass a bunch. So hell no, there's nobody that could effing come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can.
That's right.
That's pointing toward left field, man.
That jersey just sold last week.
I get the sense that it did. I get the sense this interview was done over a scotch.
It seems about right.
It feels it, doesn't it?
What was what Clarence drink? Was he having Crown Royal? Is that his beverage of choice when we were there?
He brought a bottle. He normally brings a bottle, but I don't normally pay attention to it.
I think it was Crown. I think that's what it was.
I know Jerry drinks the blue.
Oh yeah,
he's a Walker Blue boy.
Yeah,
good stuff. If you like that,
it's not my thing, but it's
let's let him dominate the news cycle. Yeah, let him bask. He did spend a crap load of money. Yep. He really did. He made it. CD's in front of a lot of different numbers as far as the most of this and in history of that. So he did it, and that's a hard thing to do no matter what. But at the end of the day, dude, you did your job. This is an extraordinary. So in the last 24 hours, we're supposed to congratulate you for signing a wide receiver that you had every option to over the last year and could have done it for much less. And you brought in an old man in Dalvin Cook to augment an obviously weak running back room. Congratulations. You have been effing around the block. You've done a good job. Keep up the good work, Jerry.
What'd you do?
What did I do yesterday?
Yeah.
I taped off a bathroom wall. And I have the beginnings of a new chicken pen.
That sounds like woman's work.
Yes.
You ain't no GM.
You better smile when you say that.
You ain't no GM, Rob. You do the woman's work. Let us men handle the business.
The business, the number stuff.
Woman's work.
Business.
Congrats to CeeDee Lamb. We'll talk more about his contract at 7:30. We'll hit on him and see what the expectations are. And I really want to discuss at some point, if they don't sign Dak, or what does that mean for CD? Because now CD's going to have a whole bunch of money and nobody to throw him the football possibly. And ask Devontae Adams how good that feels. It's not the best. Not the best. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch for as well. All right. Again, a lot of football we're talking today. We might even at some point we're gonna take a look at the roster cuts that have been made so far. It is cut down day. We'll see what the Cowboys have done, what's still left to be done. We've got a quarterback trade in the NFL. You know what? We'll do that next. We'll talk about the quarterback trade in the NFL next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
You know, right now there's a lot of you looking toward a long day of quinoa and lettuce. If you're on some kind of diet that is absolutely depriving you of your foodie pleasures, you're probably on something you can't stick to. That's why I love Dr. Jacob Torres, the Institute for Functional Health, because he understands that losing weight is a process. Anytime a crash is involved, a rehab will quickly follow. You cannot crash and lose all kinds of weight and expect it to stay off if you've deprived yourself of just basic human things. That's why you need to change your eating attitude. You need to change far more than your caloric intake to lose the weight. You have to understand what you got to do to keep the weight off. And that's why he has so many satisfied and happy patients. And that's what you are when you go see Dr. Torres. Full service medical providers. And not only are they general practitioners, they provide rehab services and a variety of other things to keep you functionally healthy. So if you're not functionally healthy, you just don't feel right, whether it's because weight or hormonal imbalances or many other things, Dr. Torres is a great resource and a wonderful place to start to get yourself feeling right. And if it's overweight, no better place to go. So write this number down. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Listen to me. I'm just like you. I never thought I could lose weight. Never really thought about losing weight until I talked to Dr. Torres, and I found out I can do something to help myself a little bit every day. Adds up to a whole lot. And here I sit, nearly 80 pounds down. Make that call today. Change your life. And when you do, come by and let me thank you later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is cut down day. Who made the Cowboys and Texans rosters? We'll talk to Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk about the Cowboys.
And Indy Khalil will talk Texans at 3:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes. Yep.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything. Like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up. The food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared one of our trouble spots. We had a stall briefly at I-10 westbound, the off-ramp to Dominion. That already cleared. On 1604 eastbound, the off-ramp from I-10, we've got some road work. The exit is blocked. And ongoing road work 35 southbound Judson Road on down to O'Connor. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. A little bit of a delay from Tupper 1. You guys see something we're not talking about? Call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We got more tickets to give away?
Bush tickets.
Bush.
Head for the mountains. Bush. It's not a bad beer. There's a part of this country, our great country, a huge segment,
Missouri.
There's places where you go and that's all you see.
For the mountains.
It's not a bad beer. It just never really made it down here.
It's not good.
Well, I didn't say it was good. I just said it wasn't bad. There's a whole lot of beers out there that ain't bad, ain't good. They're just right there.
Do you remember when the beer Red Dog was wildly
I
popular?
drank my fair share of Red Dog, my friend.
I drank a good amount of Red Dog too. None of it when I was of legal drinking age.
No, that was early 90s.
What happened to that beer?
It was awful.
Yeah. That's how I remember
We bought the beer before that label. That's why we bought that.
We got suckered into that.
If you can buy that very beer in a quart, if you can buy the screw top quart, you know it ain't good beer. I mean, it was acceptable.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
They did a great job of marketing.
They did, man.
Because their beer was gross. And they were I'm surprised it went away because people bought it, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was malt liquor, but it's beer. They have to label it appropriately.
Man, good old Red Dog. What a R.I.P. Red Dog.
R.I.P. Somebody probably owns a trademark. It'll be back.
Of course it'll be back. Everything comes back around. Bush. But yeah, we'll do Bush tickets.
Are you going to sing for us?
Of course.
You're not going to sing for us again, are you, Sammy?
Of course. I don't know what yet. I got to decide. I think I only know like 3 more Bush songs.
Well, if you can explain to me the meaning of glycerine, then maybe.
I don't know that song has real meaning, but it just sounds cool.
Because isn't glycerin some kind of like...
It's like an explosive or...
like Vaseline.
It's like, I don't know. I think
nitroglycerin?
Yeah. It's like,
Well, nitroglycerin from the movie War Wagon with John Wayne.
Yeah.
Was like clear liquid, looked like Everclear.
Yeah.
At least by the movie standards.
I don't know if glycerin by itself is a liquid. I think it is.
I wouldn't know.
Or like it's a syrup type.
It's not. It would make some sense.
So it's not like liquid like water, but it's like a syrup.
How do you think that's spelled?
Glycer.
Glycerine. All you get is the third most Googled is glycerine suppository.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah.
Treats occasional constipation. Now I know what he's singing about.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Now we know.
You know, the sponsorship opportunities.
Now
for
we
this
know.
Song. Bush singing to people of his age, dealing with the same rectal issues.
But he was a young man when he wrote that
Well,
song.
he knew what was coming. He knew at some point he was going to have to tour to, pay his medical dues.
That's true. That's true.
Glycerine.
Oh, are you going to sing today, maybe?
No, I'm going to hum. I'm known for my humming.
Okay.
I'm going to stop right there. It's really early.
You know what?
I left that hanging out that I go, just carry on. Thank you for not going there.
And I heard it a little bit later than I wanted to hear it. And I was like, well, there's something there. And I guess I'm just going to walk away from it.
Thank you.
I don't even know. I don't know what to do.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
You ever just drop your right hand and just leave yourself open for a right hook? My left hook just left my hand down. And here it came.
Hey, what did I say we were going to do in this segment?
Quarterback trade.
That's it.
That's right.
I assume it's Malik Willis you're talking about.
Yes, Malik Willis. Malik Willis traded to the Green Bay Packers.
Is he any good?
No.
I have a memory of him being able to sling it.
The Titans were in, or have been really in, the unenviable position of having several NFL caliber quarterbacks, but probably zero NFL starting caliber.
But he was Liberty, right? He was the Liberty guy that slung it around like miles.
Yeah.
I think there's something there. But what I found interesting about why are the Vikings chasing a different kind of quarterback?
No, he got traded to Green Bay.
I mean, to Green Bay. Why the Green Bay?
He's not that different. I mean, he's going to back up Jordan Love.
You think he's going to be his number 2?
From what I understand, that's the plan. I don't know why what kind of idiot trades for a third string quarterback? What kind of dummy franchise does that?
Did they give up a 4th rounder? I hope they were smart enough to give up something of value.
I don't know what kind of a moron you'd have to be.
I guess so. I'm down. I remember him throwing it for a long way. And if there's any place in the world, if you're a quarterback of moderate skill set and time on your hands, go to Green Bay.
Well, they didn't have another moderately talented quarterback on the roster. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Michael Pratt and Sean Clifford, former Penn State legend Sean Clifford.
I don't even remember. I remember Pratt.
It was a couple dudes who were, maybe going to make an NFL team, maybe not. So they didn't feel comfortable having Jordan Love roll out there without some sort of a backup plan.
He can throw it a mile, just needs to be disciplined.
I've never thought much of Malik Willis, and I think the fact that they quickly turned around and drafted Will Levis tells me that Tennessee didn't think much of him either.
He's out the building too.
Yeah. So I mean, listen,
hey man,
I'm not going to make fun of him, because what do I say all the time? This is how it should be. Shoot your shot, and if it doesn't work, shoot again.
And there are worse places to be.
They traded a 7th round pick to the Titans for Malik Willis. So they did have Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt. Clifford was the backup last year as a rookie, a 5th rounder. Pratt, 7th rounder this year, and neither stood out enough for the Packers to feel comfortable, apparently. So that's what you're getting, is a guy that you feel like can be the backup quarterback.
It looked like a
3rd round pick from 2022.
So 3rd round pick, 4th round pick. We won't talk about him for a minute. What's the percentage of teams that cut all the dudes that were going to be cut yesterday?
It's low.
So we got a whole lot of guys that are still really nervous today.
Yes. Today is a big day, although and you know what, later on in the show, we'll go through some of the cuts that have happened. But you know what we can do? We can go over a couple of them in the next segment. Ron?
Well, there are some guys that I saw cut early that I thought, And I don't know if you're doing when you cut quickly, some of the guys that were cut, are you doing them a favor instead of waiting?
I think that's what they try to spin it as.
Right.
I'm always interested to see what quarterbacks get cut because it's so hard to find a decent quarterback.
Well, there's one that got cut yesterday that I'm. If I was the Cowboys, man, you have backed yourself into a corner. You really have.
You've got your third string quarterback. What are you going to do? What do you need another one for?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have.
You got your
guy. We're going to play our cards. I'd still cut him today.
You'd cut Trey Lance today?
Yeah, I'd cut him today.
How dare you?
I would. I'd cut him today.
He's the future. The future.
Jerry knows what he's effing doing.
I'm the best GM you're ever going to meet, right? You can't do this job better than me. You go outside and tape up your bathroom, do your lady work.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
I'm here looking for glory.
I'd cut him today.
I want me some glory hole.
Prove it to me. Show me how effing good you are, Jerry.
Man, I did want to go to Nobu on his dime, though. That would have been nice.
Well, there's always next year.
We might go to Nobu.
In a couple of weeks.
That might be the move.
That would not be a problem with that.
That might be the move. All right. When we come back, we'll talk about what should we do the Cowboys cuts?
I think we should look at the Cowboys. And they had a guy visit yesterday that is of note.
All right. Cowboys have made a good number of cuts so far. We'll talk about these guys, see if we're going to miss any of them. I doubt it, but it's
There's
worth a
one
look.
that I was kind of surprised to see that early. Maybe they're doing him a favor.
All right. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds, nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Tuesday it is. Just kidding. It's a Tuesday.
Don't do that to me, man.
No, that would, woof. Monday. Yeah. I don't know why I do that sometimes. I guess I'd feel better if I finished the show today and it was like, got Monday out of the way.
That does help. Although last week, I missed Monday. And it was fabulous.
Yeah,
it makes
I remember that.
You show up Monday, before you know it, it's Saturday.
Yeah. Sometimes you show up Monday and you're all by yourself.
Yeah.
Then it makes your week a whole lot
longer.
My
week was great. I don't know how you did it.
Oh, boy. The Dallas Cowboys have made some cut downs. I don't know what this gets their number down to. It ain't. I mean, it's not down to 53, certainly, but it's no longer at 90. Sheldrick Redwine, Eric Scott, Josh DeBerry. That's your defensive backs that are now no longer Dallas Cowboys. Linebackers, Damian Wilson and Willie Harvey.
Damian Wilson was a bit of a surprise. Not a surprise.
Defensive linemen, Darrell Johnson, Valami Fehoko.
That's another one that at the beginning of camp, I think a lot of people were hoping for a little bit more than that.
And Albert Huggins. Only one offensive lineman so far. Cole Cabral. Alec Holler, the only tight end to get the act so far.
That's going to be.
There's going to be more. Yeah. Plenty where that came from. One running back, Nathaniel Pete, is no longer around. 4 wide receivers have been trimmed.
Now, we spent a week there. Do you even remember seeing anybody named Nathaniel Pete?
I don't think he's real.
I don't think he's real. I saw that name and thought, I watched the running backs work out. I don't remember this guy.
I don't remember him either.
Surprised he made it this long. He was making, some money. Good for him.
David Durden is gone. I think that's the guy from Fight Club.
There's a Fight Club 2 coming.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know. Who is same director?
It'll pick up right after the explosion for those who know what we're talking about.
Same director?
I believe so. Same stars, same everything.
I'm interested.
It's like they brought him back. David Durden was a good possession type receiver we thought was going to make it, but no.
I like the thing about I like that you said they're bringing back the same cast. Apparently Ed Norton is like the most difficult guy in the world to work with.
I'm not surprised at all.
That's why he got fired from being the Hulk in the Marvel movies.
Not surprised.
Because I mean, he's a really, really good actor, but I think he's just very, very difficult. Kind of not unlike, like Joe Reine.
But I will say this, pound for pound, one of America's finest actors.
I think so. Cam Johnson gone from the Dallas Cowboys. Deontay Burnett and Tyron Johnson. You may know him as T. Billy.
Now there's a designation with him, right? He's injured settlement. I don't know the technical end of this. He's a guy that I know that the Cowboys really did like. And I think to cut him early might be an opportunity for him to make it through so they can keep him or something like that.
They may want him on the practice squad. That's entirely possible. He's certainly the most notable name here. Although Harvey and Fehoko those are surprising names too. Yeah, I won't say surprising names. None of these names are really surprising. None of these were guys that I was like, oh, they're a lost or rock or a roster lock, lost or rock. Yeah, that's smart. So there's no shocks, but T. Billy was probably amongst those that we talked about having the best chance.
Around the league, I said cut. I'd cut Lance today. Bailey Zappi dropped by the Patriots.
You would pick up Bailey Zappi?
I tell you, I like that guy. I think he's one thing about quarterbacks that are, if you come in accurate, if you can throw an accurate ball to 30 yards and loft it up so receivers can make a play after that, you've got a place in the league. And I think Zappe can spit it. He's South Texas kid, ended up at one of the directional Kentucky schools.
Western.
Yeah, he lit UTSA up more than once. Probably shouldn't even gone pro, and got a couple starts in New England under Belichick.
I think he had to go pro. He was out of eligibility.
Yeah, probably. But he did make it into the league, and I think that's one of those guys that's what a third-string quarterback should look like.
Will Greer cut by the Eagles.
Not enough arm strength.
Matt Corral cut by the Vikings. He's a head case. Mike White cut by the Dolphins. So there's some guys out there floating about. Ian Book by the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And Keaton Slovis, USC quarterback, by the Colts. All right, hour number 2 coming up. Morning Huddle.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Raid wants to know, what would you do if you could confidently face every day knowing you and your loved ones are protected? Would you sing along to your favorite song at the top of your lungs? Turn off the GPS and your heart do the guiding. Go to the drive-thru and order one of everything. Feel the buzz of confidence of knowing you are protected with 65 years of insect science in your hands. Raid. Protection for everyone.
The only thing more satisfying than a crisp fall day is a crisp fall day inside your cozy, spotless home. Right now, shop Labor Day savings on select cleaning essentials and exclusive brands from the Home Depot. Plus, with fast free delivery, you don't have to worry about running out of your favorite cleaners, paper products, trash bags, and more. The Home Depot has everything you need to get ready for a fall refresh. Get your home crisp, clean, and ready for the season with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on over 2 million items subject to availability.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a couple of new trouble spots. An accident at 1604 northbound at Shanefield. It's taking up a left lane. On 90 eastbound approaching Montgomery, this wreck is causing about a 20-minute delay. Stop and go from FM 471. Looks like we do have a stall at 281 southbound Jones Maltzberger that's off the main lane and off to the shoulder. And we still have this closure with road work. 35 northbound O'Connor to Tupperwine. It's causing a 35-minute delay. Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The contract situation with C.D. Lamb has finally been resolved as he and the Cowboys have agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal, which makes him the second highest non-quarterback player in NFL history, averaging $34 million per year. It also includes $38 million signing bonus, the largest ever given to a wide receiver. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ba-da-da-da! Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ed Norton sure can act.
A favorite Ed Norton movie?
It's probably Fight Club. Yeah,
mine.
American History X also very good.
The curb stomp in that one.
Yeah,
but not my favorite.
Okay,
my favorite Ed Norton movie, and I can't place the name of the movie. He was with some kickback there. Richard Gere was an attorney, and Ed Norton played like he had multiple personalities to get off from a murder rap.
What year was this?
Oh, 90s.
This is old school.
Old school.
Oh, Primal Fear.
Primal Fear. That's
a good
it.
movie.
That's my favorite Ed Norton movie.
Also, Rounders. Good movie,
dude. Yes,
good movie.
Right, I'm telling you, pound for pound, America's top 2 or 3 actors.
Red Dragon. He was in.
Of all of the great ones that had Hannibal Lecter, that might have been the best.
And he was in a Jason Bourne movie, which I also
yes,
liked.
he was. He played one of the CIA agents trying to eliminate Bourne.
Yeah,
man, good actor.
Very good, very good. So maybe he'll be in this this new Fight.
Oh, he
Club
is.
Too. It's confirmed.
I think it's pretty much confirmed. I didn't Google it again, but I walked in on a story on my news on Entertainment Tonight when I was watching the news, and I think that was the lead a couple weeks back.
I'm into it.
Yeah, man.
I'm into it, man.
Don't buy the soap.
No. The NFL wheels are a turning. We'll find out today who's got jobs and who don't by the end of the day. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Although I am looking forward to tonight's episode of Hard Knocks.
Gonna be interesting. Oh man, I'm becoming a fan.
There can't be cuts today though on Hard. They won't show any cuts because today's cut day.
But I don't think much is going to go on in Chicago, right? Is there anybody? I mean, they're going to lose 1 or 2, I guess, of the guys they highlighted.
Well, you know what? They've cut a couple. They've cut a bunch of guys already. Maybe because they wanted to show it on Hard Knocks.
That would suck. We're going to cut you early just so we can make deadline. So we can get it broadcast.
I mean, yeah,
so
listen,
mom
man,
can actually watch you get cut.
Got bills to pay. Like they're saying, hey, we got to not cuss this season. So we need something to make us interesting. Let's bring back ruining people's lives by firing them publicly. They may do that. Jack says, who's the jackass in the promo that called my beloved Notre Dame the Notre Dame Leprechauns? The disrespect.
Isn't that their mascot?
I don't know.
Who's that little short Irish dude running around in green? What is that guy?
He's a fighting Irish.
I think he lives under a bridge. He guards gold, right?
He dresses like them for sure. I
don't know who wrote that promo, but I get a sense he owns a big gold ring.
It wasn't you?
It was not me. I would have taken credit for that in previous years, but not me now.
It very well could have been the Grand Poobah here.
I get the sense. Whoever did is certainly sucking up if it wasn't.
Because our big boss is an Aggie.
He's one of those old school.
And he fancies himself a funny guy. He's one of those old funny Aggies.
Well,
what's his name? Clashmore Mike?
Domer.
Yeah, they're taking on
Clashmore Mike.
Well, that's what their mascot is, but that's not what
they're the Fighting Irish.
Well,
or is that drunken?
That's like if they called Texas A&M the Texas A&M Reveilles. Yeah,
I would be proud.
The Texas A&M Border Collies
of the Border Collie. Lovely, lovely Miss.
You don't want to be called the A&M Border Collies.
Hey, if you're going to associate me with something like Reveille, I'll gladly take that. I'll take that.
One of my favorite Aggie things in the history of time was when someone sent me the a Texags thread where it said when Jimbo Fisher showed up at school, and they said, someone who's there, let me know how he interacts with Reveille. If Reveille likes him, it's a great sign.
Hey, they say. From what I hear, Reveille bit him.
That is
we should have known.
The most Aggie thing ever to believe. Like, see how the dog.
Let me tell you, I never actually
knows.
See, that dog had some power. I never actually had Reveille in a class with me, but rumor had it if dog barked, you got out. And I've heard tell that's true. Got out of class.
I mean,
that's the highest ranking.
Feel like I'd step on its tail.
When you step aside as an Aggie and you look back and you go, that's just weird. But yeah, if you want to associate me with the Fighting Reveilles, I'm in.
Okay. All
right.
You
should own your drunken Irish fighting thing.
The old leprechaun.
Little leprechaun living under a bridge taking gold.
That's it. You know who's the opposite of a leprechaun is Aaron Judge.
I hate guys that are really good at what they do.
Enough about me.
Yes.
Talking about me.
You've always been a really close friend of mine. I've always enjoyed your company.
What are you good at? What's your best skill? Well, you're just piping up for nothing. What's your game?
Sports knowledge.
That's your best thing, huh?
Yeah. It's a good thing to have. Although it's not navigation.
Not a good.
He's not a fine navigator.
No.
Yesterday he was diverted due to the traffic that we all hit.
Well, I was too.
He took a wrong turn and drove right to Fort Sam. Went the wrong direction.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that why you were like 45 minutes late?
Yeah. This generation literally has no concept. Well, no directional capabilities at all.
You have a cell phone, right?
Yeah, but I don't really like to use it while I'm driving.
That's what my mom said.
Eventually I found it.
I know the vehicle you've got. You could have just used the screen, dude.
Yeah, I know. I had trouble typing it in.
I asked him a question, and if we walked outside and I said, "Look east," could you find east?
Yeah.
I guarantee you he couldn't. Edwin could. I guarantee you most guys under 40 couldn't just walk outside and go, "Find me east."
I don't even need to walk outside.
Look to the west. Yeah,
that way's east.
Yes,
I don't need to go outside. I just know that way.
I guarantee you, if you're 45 and older, find somebody 30 years old right now. Go walk down, find Jenkins down the hall, Acevedo next door, and go look east. They can't.
Man,
I don't understand how that's even possible. And I'm talking about my progeny, my children.
We're raising them soft.
I tried. I there's a disconnect. I'd like find north. And it's not like Boy Scout stuff. I'm just like, if I tell you, I want you to drive east on Huebner.
So you're not telling them to magnetize a needle and put it in water?
No, I'm saying when I try to give directions to people under 35 and I go, what you need to do is head east on Huebner. And they look at you like I'm talking to my dog. East? Like
my mom and I went to the casino over the weekend, little celebration weekend. And she drove. And my mom is now like, I can't. I was so hungover on Sunday. I wanted to sleep in the car on the way home, and I couldn't because my mom drives like a mad person.
I've been in the car with you.
And I'm not a great driver, but I come by it honestly. I can tell you that.
I don't think you're a bad driver. You're just a very fast driver. So you kind of get some, you just kind of.
Hey, are we flying or driving?
That wasn't me, by the way. Mine was, dude, you're scaring the crap out of me. The flying or driver was from our suit. our suit sat behind.
I was going about 95 in a minivan, I will admit.
Well, we were on the 105. We're not on the 101. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
moving.
Gotta move.
When you can move like that on the 101, you go.
I go.
It doesn't open that way often.
But my mom doesn't like to use the navigation. She
because she knows where she's going.
Except she doesn't.
Oh,
she
see,
took we took a wrong turn.
Oh no, I can't abide by
we
that.
got stuck on an access road, and then she would wanted to turn around, and then I put into my map where do we go? And
Did
she was
you do it secretly? So you're
no, I told her I'm doing it, and then she was like, well, I think we should go the other way, and I was like, so you just drove us the wrong way. Now you're saying this computer
is wrong.
It knows less than you.
I've overruled my computer more than once. This thing doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do you overrule it when you've already made a mistake?
Oh no, not when I'm lost.
Do you say I've made a mistake? I got to get back on track.
But I've done it enough to where sometimes I'm like, hey, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I know where I am, and I'm late anyway. But no, you're right.
Yeah,
normally it's bad.
But she's of a generation where I guess she's like, she's getting a map in the car, she's getting a road, a Rand McNally atlas.
Yes. I love my father, 85-year-old man, got a nice car, wasn't fully capable of navigating. He has a book of maps in his car.
That's just it's that old school, baby.
He navigated that way throughout here to Kansas using a book.
Yeah. But does he keep a compass in the car?
I'm glad I wasn't in the car with him. That's all I can say.
Just pull it up and
yep.
Yeah.
I'm at coordinates 625.999.
Yeah.
De La Rosa. If he has
kids,
10 kids, what direction does the sun rise and set? 9 of them couldn't tell you. Yeah, that I would, that's even worse than, you should know. But just the basic idea that I can't go east on this road. East? Is that right or left?
Well, it depends on which way you're
facing.
Now.
Yes. So, yeah, I pity this next generation, as every generation prior has said. They looked at me. My parents looked at us and what a bunch of idiots.
And we're only getting dumber.
And we're only getting dumber.
We are only getting dumber. And I'm living proof because I got 2 kids.
I know. Think of what I've inflicted on them.
I don't know. I don't know if they're.
I tried. I did my best.
God forbid.
I did all I could.
One day they're probably going to have kids too. Those kids are going to be a box of rocks.
As long as they'll just take me out for some sun when I need it. Smuggle me in a bottle of bourbon and whatever else.
Outside.
Just take me outside, give me some sun. And if you're going to talk about me, just whisper. I don't want to hear it. What are we going to do with Pop?
I don't know. Let's take him out back. Take him out back. Finish him off. We'll on the other side, we're going to take a sports break and do some non-sport. I've got a lot of non-sport stuff. And then at 7:30, we're going to get back into CeeDee Lamb. We got more NFL cuts to talk. We got I wanted to talk about Aaron Judge, and for some reason we got sidetracked.
I don't know.
We'll do that at some point today too. Lots to do on a Tuesday here. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, tell us about a roster.
I would love to. For those of you that woke up in pain, so many of us reach an age where you get just decide, well, this is going to hurt until it doesn't. You don't do anything about it. And before you know it, you're not doing things that you want to do. And one of the things Rosti has always thrived with is fixing those day-to-day pains that we've decided to live with that we don't have to. You don't have to miss things in life. You don't have to miss out on life because you're in pain, because Rosti can get you fixed in remarkably quick ways. One of the great things about Rosti is you don't need a referral. You can call them today without going to your GP or anybody else and be in as awfully fast because there's providers all around town. And it's the way they get you out of pain that keeps customers coming back, because it's not about pills to dull or hide the pain. It's certainly not about surgery to prolong the rehab process. It's your body fixing itself, and it works remarkably quick. On average, under 4 visits, get Rosti patients back in the game. So if you're dealing with soft tissue injuries, a strain or a sprain, frozen shoulders, maybe it's lower back issues like I've always dealt with. Heck, if you're dealing with plantar fasciitis, Rosti can do wonders. Call them today. Get yourself fixed. They're all around San Antonio. On their website, Rosti.com, there's a map of all the providers. They're adding them all the time. I'll bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's a Rosti. Call them today. Let them take care of you. You can come by and thank me later.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
The Twin Liquors dollar sale is almost here. We drop the price on all wine and spirits to the absolute lowest, then at $1. It's how we say thank you to our customers. Don't miss the dollar sale this Thursday through Saturday, only at Twin Liquors.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has two great locations, Keebner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it. And if they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
Me! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest. About everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454. Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Rob's in here telling me about the F1 races. I don't know anything about F1. I just know that there's some guy who seems to win all the time.
And he lost this week.
What a loser. You can't win every time? Bum.
Ben
DiNucci, the latest victim. The Buffalo Bills said, Nooch, pack it up, Bubba. Bring in your playbook. You gone.
He's a sports apparel mogul now. So
well, good luck to him.
He's got a day job.
Well, that's his full-time job now.
Mm-hmm.
I've also heard that Tommy DeVito may not be long for the New York Football Giants.
So DiNucci and DeVito, not a good day for the Italian quarterback core.
The Italians.
Well, as my grandfather would say, Italian.
No. We've heard enough. I've already gotten in trouble for that. I don't need you being accused of that as well.
I didn't say I said it.
Well, I don't want to be associated with whatever nonsense your grandfather said back before WW2.
I don't think he fought there.
WW1.
He's of WW2 age.
Okay. But he didn't fight.
I don't think he was in Italy.
Okay. He could have been, though.
Could have been.
Could have been. They would have seen hell if he was.
He'd have brought the whirlwind.
They would have seen hell. Yeah, Mag says they're grown adults here in San Antonio, lived their whole life, can't seem to get around the city without their phone. It's just terrible.
Well, San Antonio is unique. I'll give everybody a break that's new here. We were the old saying about San Antonio is we were laid out by a drunken Jesuit on a blind jackass.
The problem for me is, and the reason why I'm still using my phone a lot here is you never know where construction is going to be.
Yeah, then you add in that little variable.
There's a lot of construction in this fair city. And I love San Antonio so far. I'm happy to be here, but my God, get it under control.
This is going to be such a nice place when we're done with it. When we get done with this thing, when we finish things up, and we get the walk through and we get the tick list and we check everything off, this place is going to be so nice.
We're going to be dead.
2 weeks, though. 2 weeks.
We're going to be dead.
In 2 weeks, we'll be done.
No.
In 2 weeks.
I am, I don't know. I don't know how much longer I've got on this earth, but it can't be long enough to survive what they're doing. It just can't be.
2 weeks.
If it's 2 weeks, I'm probably good for it.
If you've ever had anybody you have contract to come in and do anything, and you go, how long going to take? And they say 2 weeks. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. 2 weeks. No problem.
How long did they fix your dryer?
That was 2 weeks. No problem.
Is it still a problem?
Actually, this dude came out and left, and about halfway down, I noticed he hadn't left the gate. And he left and then came back and was like, I found the part in my truck. I was like, that never happens.
So he fixed it on the spot?
He fixed it on the spot. And he actually left, and on the way out, I guess, I don't know how he figured it out, that he actually had the part he needed. And he came back and fixed it on the spot. Top notch.
He had one of those, well, I'll be damned moments.
That was one of those I'll be damned moments for both of us. I couldn't believe it.
San Antonio's easy. It's only 5 major roads, 10, 35, 37, 410, 1604.
Yeah, that stuff's easy. Go drive around downtown.
Is 281 not one of the major ones?
Well, 281 and 37 are essentially the same.
Oh, okay.
Depending on what part you're on.
Gotcha.
But the thing about San Antonio, unlike most cities that had some kind of plan, is that most cities have grid work. Have you ever been to a town where every northern facing road has a number and every east-west road is a letter and it goes alphabetical, like Lubbock? You can't get lost in those cities. It's like a physical impossibility. San Antonio, you got roads that'll go one direction, then they'll go 2 lanes, then they'll go the other direction, coming at you out of nowhere.
San Antonio's the master of you're going straight on a road, and it'll be like, take a left, but it's really like more than a left.
Right.
It's not a 90-degree turn. It's like you got to go almost backwards.
And then it's the same road when you double back. Yeah. Or it changes names because you took such a sharp turn, even though it didn't change roads. That's the street I live on. Changes names. Just at a curve, it becomes a different name right around the bend.
Yeah,
that's how we do things here. Just it makes it hard to serve you.
Well, right now I'm of the ilk where there's a part of San Antonio that I've got no use for yet, and I'm just gonna I don't know that I'll ever need to learn it.
You'll be very careful where.
It's like from about if you're looking at a clock, it's from about, I don't know, about.
So what would be noon on the clock?
Noon
would that be 281 and 1604?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's about right north-south, isn't it?
Just about. A little bit too far east, but right there.
Okay. So if that's the noon, I don't know that I've spent any time between about 4 and 8 to 9.
That's where I grew up. That's down the south side.
Yeah, I haven't been much there.
South of 90. See, you can separate San Antonio and Brigade Bar. Back me up on this if you don't agree. That you can cut it in. First of all, there's the north-south line, and that's Highway 90. There was the longest time, and 90 turns into 10.
I think I've only been south of that line, the 90-10 line, to get barbecue.
Probably. And really, if there's nothing down there for you need to go down to unless you work there, because everything else down there you can get elsewhere.
Okay.
So there's the 90-10 line. So there's the South Siders and then the North Siders. And there's for the longest time, if you live south of 90, you just didn't cross it. That's just, there was no need, or you didn't want to, or you weren't allowed. And then there is the near west side that is divided by 35 north of 90, but a little bit south of that heads west all the way to 410. That's a neighborhood. And it'll always be that near west side. Then there's the east side. All of them through those different the numbers of streets that he gave. I think you're breaking down into neighborhoods. But once you get into those neighborhoods, very confusing because you don't know which one you're in.
I also don't like that there's little towns within the town. Like you can be riding around and then it's like now you're in the town of
Alamo Heights
or Chavano Park or whatever. Like
just another reason to give you another ticket.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, that's what I don't like that. Hollywood
Park, which is the neighborhood by you. Yeah, don't go through there.
Yeah, I try to avoid it.
You need a Hill Country Village. Don't go through there.
If it's something that says not San Antonio, I try to avoid it.
No, Alamo Heights, Balcones Heights.
No,
you don't want to go through there. Certainly not speeding, because they make their living on that. Nothing.
They should just be San Antonio.
Well, there's some benefit to this.
For them.
Well, like, for example, and this is good, bad, or indifferent. Back in the day when suddenly smoking was outlawed everywhere, and you couldn't smoke in any restaurant in San Antonio.
You could smoke at them in
some of those smaller towns. They said, what we'll do is we won't make it illegal here. Now, certainly that, greater norms have taken over, but having those different entities allows some things that some big city might not want, but you might still want it kind of here. And if there's money to be made, you get that little benefit. That's really the only reason.
Wow.
And tax rates vary too.
Right. I guess maybe if you live in one of those places, there's benefits to it.
Let me tell you,
if you're passing through, it don't seem like there's much.
If anybody asks you, where you're from, and you say Balcones Heights,
people say, where is
that? Just
that?
get slapped.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're from San Antonio. It's kind of like in Houston. Where are you from? I'm from Katy. No, you're not. You're from Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. In San Antonio, I think you're allowed to say you're not from San Antonio. The moment we had a draft about a year ago, and we drafted Bernie into the greater San Antonio area. But I think Bernie has grown to the point where if you're from Bernie, you're allowed to say you're from Bernie.
So I think there's you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but there's it's not a big like major loop, but in a way, if you rode around, you could go from Hondo up to Bernie to
across New Braunfels down to Seguin,
and then like Stockdale and Floresville. So there's
that would be, I would say, that most outer perimeter of the greater metroplex, the Mexiplex that is San Antonio.
Okay, so are any of those in that grouping? Are they
all drafted into? No, that's the edge. So I think if you're from Seguin and you've got to say
option.
You're Seguin, yeah. But anytime you're from anything inward, you're San Antonio, man. Floresville, you can say you're from Floresville.
Okay, so that outer
Flatonia, I'm sorry, man.
No, that's way away.
Yeah,
that's way away. Okay, well, the more you learn.
But if you're from Helotes, you can say you're kind of from Helotes, but it's San Antonio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You don't Alamo Heights. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
everybody knows what I'm talking about. Alamo Heights types. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
you are. Yeah.
Now, does where you live have some fancy name?
No.
It's just San Antonio.
It is San Antonio. I think the neighborhood by the weather is called Cross Mountain. Is the neighborhood that we live on,
but it doesn't have like its own. You
no
don't
town.
Have to say
I'm in
Texas.
between San Antonio and Bernie, and San Antonio and Helotes. I'm just out in this netherworld.
When is it Terrell or Terrell Hills?
Terrell Hills. We're actually very close to Terrell Hills right now, and Terrell Hills is the servants' quarters for Alamo Heights.
Okay.
There's Terrell Hills.
Now, Ren makes a good point here because I feel all this stuff feels like a bunch of election gerrymandering to me. Like all these, now you're in this zone, now you're in this zone. And that's why when there's not grids, it's real easy to draw up your election areas.
There's some redlining. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Houston, They don't care.
No, there's no zoning. It makes no sense.
Theirs makes like crazy shit. It looks like you can have a section that looks like a bonsai tree. It's all about how many white people live in it and how many non-white people live in it. That's how they decide where their map. I mean, to put it as simply as possible, that's how they decide how their map's going to be drawn.
To the victor go the spoils.
Yeah, but that's generally when I first saw all the, like when you told me Hollywood Park and Chavano Park, these are their own entities. I was like, oh, this is like for election purposes.
But not really, because when you gerrymander those normally cross city borders. When you're gerrymandering an elected, like a state rep or a state senator or a Congress or senator, senator's statewide no matter what. But when you start getting into Congress, it can cross city lines. There's a congressional district here in San Antonio that starts where I am and goes all the way to El Paso. One district.
Well, I mean, there's like 80 people in that
There's
district.
in between here and there. Yeah. So you get the idea of that's one congressional district.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wasn't the non-sports that I had in mind.
Well,
this is a loose show today. We're calling it.
You know what? It feels like the eve to the eve. We're almost there. We got a little bit of news in CD, but that's not shocking news. Nothing else is going on. We're just all ready for the games. That we're just ready to play.
I'm ready. My body is ready. Although I'm not, I'm having to fast today.
You told me.
You know, when you,
do you do this annually?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know, I normally am fasting at this time of day anyway, except for caffeine.
That's right. None today. Mm-hmm.
I'm not having any caffeine, so I'm thrown off a little bit. I can have some water is what I was told.
You're headed toward your annual physical.
Yeah.
Have you had the Moon River experience? Have you reached the age of
Moon River?
Have you met Dr. Jellyfinger?
Oh, yeah. I did that at a much younger age than I had to, because I did it on the air, live on the air.
Good for you.
Because my co-host was an old man and he didn't want to do it. And I didn't want him to die of it. He ended up dying anyway, which now I kind of like regret that I got.
Well, we just took a hard turn. I didn't want to go down.
I regret that I caught that finger because I was trying to keep him alive, but it also made for a good radio bit. But we were mic'd up while we were being inspected. So I've had that done. But I've got to get blood work done today, like labs.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and my appointment's at 2:30.
That's a rookie mistake. You got to get that thing early.
2:30? Come on.
So you haven't had anything since midnight but water?
Just water. Just water. I haven't had anything since like, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
I've got a candy bar over here.
No, I don't need food. I want my juice. I want my juice. You know, like you can have black coffee, which if we had remotely decent coffee here,
you can have black coffee.
Yeah.
So the caffeine doesn't matter.
No, but I guess that's what they said. You can have water or you can have black coffee. You just can't have any cream or sugar in it.
He is gadget juice.
That's right.
I need some gadget juice.
I need my gadget juice. And the worst is, I'm supposed to be. Normally, I would be preparing my body for massive amounts of alcohol tonight.
Well, you still kind of are.
But now that I'm a morning man, I feel my birthday celebration is going to be.
Okay, so I've been dancing around it. Happy birthday! I wasn't sure if you wanted to bring that up on air or not.
Well, it's been brought up all over the
that's up to them. I wasn't going to bring it up. Yeah, today's your birthday. So I was like, is this an annual thing that you do birthday? Check the calendar, give blood, and go make sure that I can be around here for the next one?
Doesn't usually fall on that day. Just a coincidence.
New doc.
Yeah. But, yeah, so hopefully I'll, that's why I say I'm not going to be around.
Did you know we have a company policy that you get your birthday off?
Did not know that.
You did? No, too late now.
Too late now.
Maybe next year.
No, I'm not the type to take my birthday off. I generally default to, I want to be on the air and working, especially like
your priorities are way out of whack.
I know. I want to win, Rob. I want to build something up, and I just want to.
Winning is a relative thing.
World domination is what I'm looking for. That's what I like. That's what I want for my birthday, Rob.
Really comfortable chair.
World domination is what I want for my birthday.
I remember when I was young.
Those were the days.
Thought about world domination.
Those were the days.
Now I can't wait to get the TV guide.
All right. Well, I don't think TV Guide exists
That's
anymore.
what I'm saying. I can't even get that.
That's because that was whoever is currently dominating said we don't need TV Guide anymore. And if you start dominating, you can bring it back. I mean, them's the rules.
I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just trying to muddle through.
Okay. Well, all right. When we come back, we'll talk about CeeDee Lamb. The guys who don't take their birthday off, those are the guys who end up making, $34 million a year.
He might have taken his birthday off.
He might have actually this year.
Huh.
And then he got rewarded for it. I should have taken today off.
Well
now that I
earned.
think about it.
Yeah.
Really blew it.
Too late now.
Really blew it. We'll talk about him coming up. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is cut down day. Who made the Cowboys and Texans rosters? We'll talk to Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk about the Cowboys.
And Indy Khalil will talk Texans at 3:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. Whether you get pulled over or get into a crash, things will never be the same. Getting a sober ride will change your world for the better. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, you can upgrade your home with up to $1,500 off select appliances from top brands like Whirlpool. Enhance your kitchen with quality and convenience from Whirlpool, like the freestanding electric range with built-in air fryer and the tall tub dishwasher with third rack, all available at the Home Depot. Right now, shop Labor Day savings up to $1,500 off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid August 22nd through September 11th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. So we do have a few trouble spots. Let's start on 1604 northbound at Shanefield. That's an accident. Left lane blocked. A wreck at 90 eastbound approaching Montgomery is causing about a 15-minute delay from FM 471 Lower Lacoste Road. And this road work on 35 finally in the clearing stages. Northbound O'Connor up to Tupperwine. They're in the process of picking up these construction cones, still showing delays from right around Walzo. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby. Good morning. Men who take their birthdays off are pansies.
They're well rested.
See?
Pansies.
Imagine if I'd taken my birthday off today. You guys would just be thinking I'm some kind of big pansy, some lady boy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wouldn't have got all my birthday wishes.
Nothing new.
Thanks, Alexandra. Hot chicks
So
on the bar.
what's your sign? What are you?
A Virgo.
You're a Virgo. Me too.
I think they might have changed it, though. I think I'm like right on the Virgo-Leo border.
What?
And remember, like a couple years ago, they changed up the dates a little bit.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You can change up the dates. I thought that was.
I thought it was
old
locked
as
in
time,
stone
yeah.
too. Yeah, but apparently there's like a. Nope, I'm still good. I'm still a Virgo. It looks like. Also, still a virgin. Believe it or not.
I do believe that.
Grounded and practical. That sounds about like me.
I too, and so is my wife.
Yeah. Sharp minds, knack for problem solving. Yeah. I don't believe in all that gobbledygook. You believe in signs?
No.
And why the hell did you ask me?
I was just curious. I didn't know what this one was. I don't know the break point.
When's your birthday? Next week?
5th.
Okay, so not far off.
Yeah, not far. My wife's the 2nd.
Okay.
Which means if the 2nd isn't good, the 5th is going to suck.
That's true.
You know what I mean, I have to. It's so close.
That's true. Yeah, like I guess for her gift, you guys don't have sex. Then for your gift, you do.
Yeah, that's my gift to her is me leaving her alone.
Yeah,
and her gift to me
Yeah,
is
that's
allowing
nice.
me to paw at her.
Yeah.
That's a secret to a long marriage. Really,
That's the way it works.
It's the give and take of life.
That's the way it works. Yeah, my wife's birthday is like it's 1 week before Christmas.
Oh, see,
so that's an expensive time of year.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. And like her biggest beef is you know, when your birthday is right around Christmas time, people just like try to buy you a combo gift.
My mother's was Christmas Day.
My mom's is Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But as she got older, it was like, gift.
Mhm.
But when you get older, you always have a birthday party. There's always family around for your birthday.
Yeah, but what if you don't want family around for your birthday?
Well, then I've not run into that.
Oh, you enjoy all
Lucky.
the family time. Good for you. Good for you. One day you're gonna be like, oh, I'm tired of these kids. I
Oh,
don't
that's
want
already
them."
happened, but they go to college.
CeeDee Lamb gets his dough. Again, no big shock here. We figured that CeeDee Lamb was going to be getting paid. This opens the door for guys like Brandon Ayuk, guys like Jamar Chase, maybe I guess a lesser extent. There's still some other non receivers who are looking to get paid. Alvin Kamara of note, and Matthew Judon of note. Although I think Matthew Judon is practicing.
Yeah, he's practicing, but
maybe he reported to camp but didn't. I don't know.
It's a hold in.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is, but they're going to figure it out. We fully expected CD would be playing in week 1. The question is now, how does missing the entirety of training camp affect his body? I doubt it affects his work with Dak.
I don't think it will, man. There's been many wide receivers that have held out in the past. I don't know what the breakdown to injury and non-injured are, but I don't think this is the offense is the same. It's the same offensive coordinator. Nothing has changed. I'm sure the wrinkles and the timing will work themselves out. They got 2 weeks to practice. I'm a believer of keeping that, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And a star like this, I would like to think he's stayed ready. And he's worked with Dak. This is something that should have happened a long time ago. At the end of the day, we might never know what the true hiccup was. But here we sit. And if this was old time,
do we know what the guaranteed amount is for CD?
Yeah, we have a pretty good idea. I think we do. If this was last year, there'd still be another preseason game.
That's true.
If this was any other year, he would have come in with still more time in camp, 2 weeks to regular season, and he wouldn't have played in the last preseason game, even if there would have been another one. I don't think that, especially at his position, I don't think there's going to be much detriment at all. It's done. It's over. Let's move on. It's not like a running back who's got to get used to getting hit. CD is not out there to get hit.
100K is his guarantee, or 100 million is his guarantee. 100K, 100 million is his guarantee. 110 was Justin Jefferson's. I guess the question is now, what does that mean for Jamar Chase, who is worthy of conversation?
Jamar's going to be the highest paid wide receiver in football.
I think you're probably right.
He's going to get paid more than Justin Jefferson. Ayuk's going to come in behind CD. I don't think San Francisco's going to pay him. Ayuk's going to come in somewhere around A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra. That's where he'll be right in there, and that'll be overpaying.
Boy, I was going to say that feels
that's
like
overpaying.
Way overpaying.
But he's going to be the next, and he's got a lot of leverage. He's got a team that needs him to make a Super Bowl run.
Do they?
Yeah, I do. I think they need him. They couldn't do it without him or with him. They can't imagine doing it without him.
I don't know. Like you said, they ran into the Chiefs.
Well, I think that he has a fair amount of leverage the same way CD did.
Yeah. For CD, if CD wasn't on the Cowboys, how would we be talking about their offense? Like if CD, God forbid, broke his leg
is
tomorrow.
Their offense. Everything is predicated off CD. Everything happens because of him. Ayuk, no.
The season's over, right? If CD got hurt.
If CD went down, there is no question. And Ayuk, they could survive. You're right.
So the leverage isn't the same.
But there's very different goals here. The Cowboys are just looking to win a playoff game, and everybody will be happy. The 49ers got to win a Super Bowl. Their expectations are even higher. And at some point, it hadn't happened yet, the golden boy that Kyle Shanahan is they're going to have to start questioning him. I know it's the era of Mahomes. I know he's in a situation where no matter how high he climbs in the NFC, there's still a taller mountain in the AFC. So I get that. But Kyle Shanahan to this point has been the golden boy. But I promise you, if they fall short again, there will be some questions in San Francisco. They need to get things taken care of with Ayuk. You get the sense it's now or never, because now Purdy's going to have to get paid, and we know what's coming for Purdy. You got to do it now.
I mean, there's the pressure to get over the hump and win a Super Bowl, but in the last 5 years, Kyle Shanahan's been to 2 Super Bowls and 2 NFC championship
I agree,
games.
but there is the what have you done for me lately? And keep in mind, the 49ers haven't won since the Cowboys won.
No, I
mean, everybody discounts and talks about the greatness that is. They have fallen short just as many times as the Cowboys, and they're so close right now. So close. They're in the Des Cotta year of the Dallas Cowboys. They are one play away from being a Super Bowl champion if they get their pieces in order. And sometimes you overpay to get it done, and I think Ayuk knows that.
Yeah. No, maybe you're right. The idea that he's going to be paid like a top 5 wide receiver is wild to me.
Well, who was it that the Rams? Was it Bobby Trees they overpaid way back when? They overpaid for a receiver way
Robert
back.
Woods and Brandon Cooks.
Just to get there. And then they went and got...
They found Cooper Kupp on the pile.
Well, they went and got... fell out. But they went
OBJ.
They went and paid OBJ, who ended up blowing his knee. But they overpaid for Bobby Trees, for Robert Woods.
Yep.
So sometimes you just, you know what? We got to do it now. We're not going to have a lot of opportunity. And I feel like that's the leverage that Ayuk has.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're right. I wouldn't bow down to it though.
I wouldn't either. But I think that's
I'd
the
look
situation
over and
they
I'd
find
say,
themselves.
like, you know what? I've got Debo, I've got Kittle, I've got McCaffrey.
Yes.
I'll take my chances. But again, the time to do it would be now because you're paying your quarterback literally like pennies.
Pennies. So if you're not going to do it, you're never going to do it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do it now, when you have the opportunity, you'll never do it.
No, you're right. The Cowboys have to make that decision now on Dak Prescott, and that puts them in an awkward position. And we were talking before the show started about Davante Adams. And I really believe Davante Adams got a raw deal in Vegas. I feel bad for him. I know he's not looked at as like he's certainly not he hasn't been like the best soldier about it and just quietly put his head down and worked through it. But I also understand why he's upset.
He got hoodwinked.
Yeah,
he was misled.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna go here because I can play with Derek Carr. I'll sign here because I get to play with my old college quarterback. And then within the year, Derek Carr's gone, and it's just been a rotating door of who, backup and bridge quarterbacks ever since. And Davante's still playing well, but he certainly, I don't think he went to Las Vegas in the hopes that he could just play pretty well. And
let me ask you a question. Okay, so he went there to play with Carr. Carr's gone, yada yada. So he's there. Is he, because of his talent, a lure? Would his talent be the tipping point to bring a quarterback in, a free agent quarterback, to say, if you come here, we might not be able to pay you X. We'll pay you close, but you're going to have Davante to throw to. You might not have ever had anything like that, because I'm trying to apply the principle to where Davante finds himself with the Raiders as they search for a new quarterback. CeeDee Lamb could very well be in the very same position. So if it's CD now into the long-term deal, he's going to be here for 4 years, and Dak exits the picture. Is CeeDee Lamb that extra piece that will keep a quarterback cheaper? I'm guessing this is Jerry's plan, if it is indeed to let Dak go. Does he think that the paying CD and that'll be enough to bring in a quarterback? Because, man, you got one of the top 5 dudes in the league.
Here's the problem, though, Rob. With Davante Adams, let's say Dak becomes a free agent, and Davante Adams may be a reason why Dak would like to play in Vegas.
Yes.
But the problem is, in this same world where Jerry lets Dak walk, the next best impending free agent quarterback next season is Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold's not going to say no to the Cowboys if they offer him a job and say, hey, you're going to be ours. He doesn't care. CD who?
Well, yeah, you're right. So we're not chasing a quarterback saying, hey, look what we got.
No, because there's no quarterback more than likely. But yeah, with CD, at least not this offseason. Again, I can't understate how rare it is for a guy like Dak Prescott to hit free agency, outright unrestricted free agency. It just doesn't happen in the NFL.
So it would behoove Jerry, we would assume, if he feels like Dak is not the candidate, to talk him into a short-term, high-pay deal, 2 years at X, and try to move him. Right? The Kirk Cousins idea.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help Dak at all. Why would Dak agree to that? He has a no trade. He has a no franchise clause. Why on earth would I sign for less? So I get why Jerry did this, but he didn't do this to keep Dak around. He didn't do it to lure anybody else around. He did it because you pay your talent. I don't think this has any effect on Dak staying or going. None.
I don't think so either. But I do think it should. Because now you're invested in a way that if you don't bring Dak back, who's going to be throwing to this guy? What you just did was you bought big 24-inch spinny chrome wheels, and if there's no Dak, you're going to be putting them on your Ford Pinto, and it's going to be a waste. It's going to be like a really nice piece of trim. It's like putting it's like buying a $6,000 sofa and putting it in your busted up mobile home.
My daddy would say lipstick on a pig.
That's that's what I'm getting at. What's the point? I don't know. I said if they don't, I thought maybe the reason why they weren't signing CD was because they didn't know if they wanted Dak and they were going to wait until the whole Dak thing was figured out. But now I'm not sure where they're going.
I'm more sure now than ever.
But you know what? There's nobody more qualified to be the GM than
He's
Jerry
effing
Jones.
good, man.
He knows this. All right, we'll talk about that on the other side.
I want me some glory hole.
I know. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Save on O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner. Get 2 cans of O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner for just $8. Valid in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Play ball! Missions fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Kick off fall with Labor Day deals happening now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on select interior paint via Lowe's gift card rebate for your next paint project. Plus, don't miss out on select one-pint annuals. Get 5 for only $5. Shop these can't-miss deals today before they're gone. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 9/4 while supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still working that accident on the far west side of town on 1604 northbound at Shanefield. Now off to the right shoulder. 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway. Accident also off to the shoulder. That's about a 10-12 minute delay from Lakeside Parkway. On 35 northbound at Walsham, a stall that's off to the left shoulder. And Loop 410 westbound, Harry Wurzbach. Stall off of Main Lane and off to the shoulder. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
The contract situation with C.D. Lamb has finally been resolved as he and the Cowboys have agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal, which makes him the second highest non-quarterback player in NFL history, averaging $34 million per year. It also includes $38 million signing bonus, the largest ever given to a wide receiver. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I guess we cut off Coach McCarthy yesterday when Jeff Traylor called in.
Yeah, we didn't let him in.
So we can ask him today about CeeDee Lamb. Give him his fair time. I suppose he is going to do our show.
We will have Coach a week from Friday.
All right.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Yeah, I've won at every level except for high school, college, and pro.
My definition of all in may not be.
That is the. There are certain times when you say something, like if you're known for your humming, that when it comes out, you go, that's going to stick.
Yeah.
All in, that's stuck. And we are a championship program, though we don't have any championships to show for it. Okay.
Let's see what Coach McCarthy thinks about CD getting his dough.
Well, I think number one, it was just great to to get the contract in place and obviously have him back. So the schedule that we have for the week really, frankly, kind of fits into a ramp up mode. So I don't feel like we have to do a whole lot of adjustment, but obviously we're going to have a plan for him. We all recognize
and drop some plays for him.
Something that when I have a chance to sit down and talk with CD, we'll go through. But yes, I mean we'll have. I think the practice on Tuesday's an hour, Wednesday's a little longer, and then Thursday's a padded work. So I do like the undulation in the work capacity. So we'll definitely go that way, and so I think it is kind of built in, and then come back off for the weekend and have the progression. So we do have to be smart with him, and that's our plan.
Listen, you can't just acting like, well, yeah, we're going to use him. Well, yeah, we know you're going to use him. That's obvious. But I do worry a little bit about I think you're more prone to injury if you miss out on a bunch of training camp. That's my biggest concern. Like I said, I don't worry about him understanding the offense, things like that. Although it's not. With this offense, it's not like they've had the same coordinator here every year. It hasn't,
no.
So
he has changed. But Shoddy's been here now 2 years.
Yeah.
And last year would have been a much worse year to miss because last year is when they instituted this new timing-based passing game where, that not only are the quarterbacks and the receivers on the same page, the linemen also are on the same snap, 3-2-1 movement and release kind of stuff. Last year would have been really tough to catch up. And he's going to be behind the 8 ball in some of this stuff. But there's a reason why he's a top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
The expectation is he'll pick it up. Tomorrow we'll have Dr. Jason Garrett on. It'll be a great question to ask him about how do you prep a dude who hasn't been hit to get hit in a very short amount of time.
Coach McCarthy, they asked him how he expects CD being there to impact the wide receiver room. And here's what he had to say about that.
Well, CD's role will not change. He was our premier, receiver last year. So, our approach with him will be similar. So I don't see that changing. It's just really the development of everybody else. You can go right down the list. I think Brandon's had an excellent off season and training camp. So, it's just like anything offensively, we want to try to evolve and expand and Brandon will be part of that. And then you got Jalen, Tolbert, and JB, two young guys that have had really good camps. Terps had a good off season and training camp. So, our young guys have improved just because of the work they put in. But, it's if you're looking for second year jumps and things like that, I think all those guys will fit in that category. So I feel really good about their development. With hopefully will give us more flexibility in our attack.
I that's the thing. Like you've gone this whole off season, this whole preseason without him in the room. I mean, I think CD's got enough gravitas that when he shows up, everybody's gonna
they're gonna
respect.
They're gonna make a hole.
Man.
Trust. They're gonna make a hole. He's gonna they're gonna treat him with the respect that he has earned by both paycheck and play.
But I also think it's kind of ironic that the day he gets signed, 4 wide receivers get cut.
I think I would like to think they felt like it was coming. Yeah,
it would have been nice to, have if I'm going to get cut from the Cowboys, it would have been nice to at least learn some stuff from CD the couple weeks I was there. No, didn't work out that way.
Maybe he'll with that $100 million check.
Yeah. Yeah. And then finally, well, I don't know. This kind of goes without saying. They said they asked him just how elite CD actually is.
Well, I think number one, the talent is, it has been extremely evident since this young man has stepped on a football field. You can see it at Oklahoma, and not only did, he plays every position in the offensive perimeter, but, he's an exceptional returner and loves it. He loves being in the backfield, loves running the ball. So, he gives you that opportunity to not only take advantage of that schematically, but he's damn good at all of it. So, and he can play outside, he can play inside. He has the speed to play outside, and he also has the the agility and the quickness, and he has the whole package. And one thing about TV is he's as tough as they come. So, yeah, he's definitely a complete player.
And nothing groundbreaking there.
Man, you're in that weird situation where tell us how good he is. Oh, he's really good. What is
buy
really
into
good?
us?
Buy into us. That's right.
He can do that. He can do this. What else can he do?
Now, one of the things that I was thinking about, and I actually talked about when we were at training camp, and they asked him about this as well, is when you have a guy who's such a focal point offensively, and he's not there. Your offense is set up as defenses approach you in a different way. Now that defenses are going to approach this as the Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb, how much of a priority is it for a Jalen Tolbert or a Brandon Cooks or whoever to really kind of up their game? Because now, you would think it'd be the opposite. CeeDee's out, Brandon Cooks has to step up and be the number one. No one's gonna game plan away Brandon Cooks like he's like he's somehow prime Jerry Rice. They're going to just say, oh, he's Brandon Cooks, we'll cover him, we'll cover Jalen Tolbert with a guy. To me, Brandon Cooks' role becomes more important now because
single coverage.
Yeah, there's going to be less attention paid to these other guys, and it's like who can hurt you when you're getting less attention. That's what they asked Coach McCarthy about.
I think that's a good thought from a theoretical approach, but you've been doing this a long time. So have I. Every season is different. Every game's a challenge. So there's so many things that happen along the way, and I think that's really the big picture part of it. Not only just for the receiver room, but also the whole roster. You got to be conscious of that. And I think we do a good job. I mean, if you just in that area, if you look back to last year, we were a relatively, healthy team going in, but, on top of being healthy, you want to be, playing your best football. So it's definitely a balancing act. I mean, you could be too protective, too cautious in spots in a season. But at the end of the day, you have to get your quality of play to the level that, it gives you the best chance to win in the end. So, I mean, those are the kind of things that really determine those type of decisions on A, play time, or B, where you're trying to push the ball. But, at the end of it, it's we keep talking about playoffs and things like that. But I don't know when the hell it became easy to win 12 games in a season. So we got to really get back to winning, week in and week out.
Well, I don't know. It's easy to win 12 games in a season. It's a lot easier to win 12 games and get blown out in the playoffs.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Put that on a shirt. I can't hear that enough. I think they should put that in the locker room. They should touch the sign as they walk out before every game. We're a championship program. We just don't have a championship.
That's
yet.
how Noah Lyles feels about team sports.
Just bring it out, man.
Yeah, of course you're not the world champions. You guys haven't played the Australian team.
You were talking about the benefit of having a CD in the room or on the field, the gravitas that a great player has, and how when you have to focus, you have to know where CD is on every play, and how that allows some space now for Brandon Cooks and one of the Jalens, whoever gets successful. But I'll never forget. I was at a coaching clinic. I was a young coach put on by a basketball coach of great renown, and he was showing a video from Hoosiers, and it was the scene where they were in the game to win the title, and the coach had called the timeout, and he drew up a special play that his best player wasn't going to get the ball. They were going to run this, they were going to run a play, and he was going to use his best player as a diversion, and he was going to throw it to the other guy. And the whole team looked at him like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And his star player turned to him and said, I'll make it. I'll make it. Give me the ball. Stars are stars for a reason. Yeah, he's here, and he will benefit Brandon Cooks, and he will benefit Jalen by allowing some space. But he is here to catch 150 balls. He is here to catch 16, 17 touchdowns. He has to now be, by his play and by his pay, be the focal point. You don't bring in CD to be the guy to draw the double coverage so you can throw it to Brandon Cooks underneath. He is here to catch the ball in every situation. Dak needs to know that, and he does. This isn't about more room for Jalen. This is about CD is now here to carry this team to a Super Bowl. He's getting paid as such. He's got the quality of play behind him to do this. This is not about anybody else's. It makes this offense better. I'm not saying it doesn't. But if there's any thought that he's here to help Jalen get better, no. Jalen had his chance in the sun all preseason. Brandon Cooks had their chance in the sun all preseason. But guess what?
Yeah. And, listen, ideally, this makes everybody's job easier.
Absolutely it does. But CD is here to be a superstar. That's what he's getting paid to do. You better go out and do it. And we don't need a Devontae bitching on the sideline because he ain't catching balls. Dak, you gotta have to get it to him. You're gonna have to. He's $100 million guaranteed wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Devontae would be bitching about catching balls if he had Dak Prescott thrown to him. I think.
Can you imagine?
I think the game plan. I mean, I can't imagine there is a game plan that doesn't involve constant. Like, look at this roster.
Yes, he is going to catch. He better catch like 8 balls a game. And he should be touching the ball 8 times a game.
You've got one route to offensive, like to being an elite offense. Like, let's just face it. Like, there's no running back on this team that's going to carry you. There's no other receiver on this team that's going to carry you. You've got one path to being a good offense, and it's CeeDee Lamb.
I'll tell you what, if you think of guys that have benefited in this situation, lots of B players on this time, now that you have to game plan for CD, there's lots of players that can shine now. Now, there's an opportunity here, and Dak has not been the best about trusting young wide receivers. You make a mistake once, Dak normally leaves you alone.
All right. On the other side, we're going to talk about Hooters. I know this town loves their Hooters. We'll talk about a national story about Hooters. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is cutdown day. Who made the Cowboys and Texans rosters? We'll talk to Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk about the Cowboys.
And Indy Kalu will talk Texans at 3:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
O'Reilly.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free in or out of your vehicle. We can help you find the best battery for your vehicle and budget. O'Reilly Auto Parts has batteries starting at just $79.99. Get your battery tested for free today at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as, bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes. Yep.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State health-related restrictions may apply.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
It's showtime, boys and girls. Morning Huddle 94.1. I'm AJ. Across from me is Rob Thompson.
Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, friend. 44. Old balls and loose skin.
Got George Garvin. Double four.
Disgusting. I have learned in my short time in San Antonio that San Antonians love the restaurant.
We love us a good restaurant. Yes, we do.
That is a thriving industry in this town. There's no other city I've been to where it is thriving the way it is in 2024. Like, back in the day, there were Hooters everywhere. There were the Twin Peaks, there were Bombshells, you name it. They had them all.
Mm-hmm.
But most markets have gone away from that as the world's become a more PC place.
No, Twin Peaks and the likes are doing quite well here in our fair city.
San Antonio, they are thriving. Well, this old gal in New York City is thriving. She was a teacher in New York City, and she quit her job as a teacher. 32-year-old single mom. She was making $1,000 twice a month as an educator.
Oh.
In her first 2 days at Hooters, she made $1,000. She has quit her teaching job to be a Hooters waitress.
Well, good for her.
That sucks for her former students. 10 years she was a teacher. Low pay, high stress. She said, I got to make a change. It's time to move on. She turned in her resignation last spring. Her plan was to get into software engineering. She did 6 months of training, applied for hundreds of jobs, but it didn't land her a job. Then she decided, her sister said, you know what? You should try Hooters. I used to work at Hooters.
Uh-huh.
And that's what she did. And got hired on the spot. She said, I really love it here. People will tip you just because you're pretty. Welcome to life as a female.
I have a lot of questions.
All right.
Is she pretty? Do we see a picture? Is she appropriate to the time?
To
the job.
She's a 32-year-old woman.
Yes, she's appropriate to her job.
I'd say she's
she has, there are certain physical attributes that I think are appropriate for that job, and she has them.
I mean, if you're making $1,000 in tips in 2 days,
after a while you can enhance that.
I don't know that she needs enhancing.
I don't think so. I think she was born for this job, at least for now.
Or
I'm
she's
happy for her.
Or she's pre-enhanced.
She doesn't get summers off.
No.
She can sleep in though.
You can sleep in a little bit, and unless you've got the lunch shift, I guess. But
I used to do a show every week at Hooters.
Oh, I
did
did too.
Years.
I did too.
There's a certain smell, not a bad smell, but a certain
It's
smell.
the smell of Hooters.
There's a
Yeah,
smell.
no doubt.
I now that I smell that after years of working there, I'm sure everybody that's worked there still recognizes that when you walk in.
I did an overnight show. Like Hooters stayed up all night for a toy drive. And I was on
The
air.
Toys for Tots thing.
I think I was on air for like 18 hours or something absurd like that. I was
In a
exhausted in a Hooters. In Austin. And people brought by a bunch of toys and stuff, and that was great. But it's like, boy, you can only interview so many Hooters girls, and they don't really love it when you interview the cook staff. But that was entertaining to me.
Yeah, there's jokes. This is as far as a social commentary. How sad is this?
It really is sad.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we can't pay our teachers enough to where it's better to go get a job at Hooters than it is to educate our children.
Yeah,
more financially stable and rewarding.
She said Hooters was never in my plans, but right now she said she'd eventually like to pursue being an entrepreneur. But right now she's enjoying the money and the reduced stress.
At least as a female, she has that option. What does a guy have? I don't have where could I go to make
an easy,
given
life-changing,
like if I was an unhappy teacher, I couldn't expect to make this $1,000 a day at Hooters
you can't.
No, I don't have that avenue.
No, that is I'm telling you, that is like when she said people tip you because you're pretty. I know women don't have it. They've got it hard out there. I get it. And you get objectified, which not by me, but by other bad men objectify women. And we've created a culture where women are looked at like meat. I desperately wish there was a culture where dad bod men were one day looked at like me.
I would like to be looked at, whistled at.
Yeah, catcalled, inappropriately groped.
Just because I look good doesn't mean people to whistle at me.
I don't want it to be only for good-looking dudes.
Keep your eyes up here. Look me in the eye.
It needs to be for very, very average-looking dudes. That's my only hope. If there's only a good look, I guess I'd have to work at like one of the ghetto ass, like I'd have to work at like Ojos Locos or something like that for it to work out for me. I wouldn't be able to work at the top tier.
No.
That's a bummer.
No.
I'm not handsome enough to work at like Twin Peaks or Hooters. I got to work at like a lower level. I don't know what the word would be for restaurant for man.
I'm sure given some time too, we could probably come up with something.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's nothing like that for men. You can always go be a stripper, or you could just be pretty for your job sometimes. But now, granted, I understand for some women, it ain't in the cards.
Yeah.
Just like if you're 5'4" and 130 pounds, but you really, really, really want to play in the NFL, hey, sometimes it just ain't in the cards. Genetics certainly decide our career path sometimes, and
a lot of ways.
Yeah, it does open up some options. It does open up some. I read one time that like men who are 6 foot tall or taller, like if they're of equal education and qualifications with someone who's under 6 foot tall,
guy wins.
The tall guy wins like 80% of the time, which I don't know. I guess I've never really understood that, but that's the way it works. I'm guessing with women, if qualifications are equal,
depends on who's hiring. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I really think that's the way that, even with dudes, like if you interviewed two people and one of them repulsed you and one did not, you're more likely to hire the guy who doesn't repulse you, right? If other things are equal.
Well, yeah, you have to get along with your fellows, but you can't give that as a reason.
No, but it would be a secret reason.
You repulse me.
Yeah, you're disgusting.
You look good on paper, but take a look at yourself. We recommend you don't interview in person anymore. Maybe a Zoom might be better for you.
Listen, man, apparently, according to the Brigade Bar, Ojos, there's some Ojos fans. Hey,
I'd sure.
To each their own.
Well, I mean, you never know.
To
I'm
each
sure it's
their
rather
own.
transient staff.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. That's a good word for it. All right. On the other side, we're going to take a look around the NFL. Cuts besides the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see if any names have been cut that are worthwhile, worth kicking the tires on. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio Sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise on the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-89E and 16004.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay is actually on the far west side of town on 90 eastbound, FM 471 to 410. Right now, that's about a 25-minute commute. We do have a wreck at 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway, now off to the shoulder, still causing about a 10, 12-minute delay. On 410 westbound, as you approach Harry Wurzbach, that stall is taking up a right lane. Now, if you see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, yeah.
Did you pick out this song?
I'll take credit for it.
Yeah.
I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, a lot of support for the Ojos. They say the girls are maybe a little more naughty.
All right.
I guess there's like,
what would you say would be the rank them?
I ranking restaurants.
I mean, like, would be let's start at classy. What would be the classy?
I think Twin Peaks is probably the
probably be the higher end. Okay.
Yeah.
So we start at Twin Peaks.
They've got the best food.
Yeah.
And
as a paid endorser, I certainly agree, but I'll let everybody
I'm
know
not
that
a paid
I am,
endorser.
In fact,
This is
a paid endorser. So
I am not. So this is a full disclosure. I think they are I think they are the they are the top of the pile.
If I mention, I would tell my wife or ask my wife if she wants to go to Twin Peaks. She never says, "No, I wouldn't want to go there."
There's some things I don't need. I don't need your beer to be like freezing. I don't need ice in my beer.
I like the 29-degree cold beer though.
Yeah, I mean it's okay.
105 outside. It's nice to know.
It's true.
So Twin Peaks would come in as your Cadillac, as your top of the line.
I go to Hooters next.
Hooters would be second. Now where's like Bombshells? I've not been to a Bombshells.
I have. It's not for me.
Not having been. I know that I've been by one in Dallas that is quite popular.
Yeah,
it does fill up.
The food is not very good for me.
Okay.
And
so Twin Peaks, Hooters, Bombshells, then Ojos. Is there another one out there, a national one? I seem to think there's another one.
I don't know of anymore.
With kind of a country, like a hillbilly, kind of a Daisy Duke theme.
Oh, I'd be into that.
I think there was one here in town.
Really?
I thought there was.
Edwin? You're the single man.
Yeah, Edwin.
I don't know.
Bar, who's been sounding off on
where
this.
Where do you go eat when you want to see boobs?
Not Twin Peaks, but I mean,
why
probably
not Twin Peaks?
Rupub.
Rupub. Oh, you know what? Rupub does.
So 5 minutes away from my
big
house.
Difference.
So.
They do dressed apart though,
but they don't wear the prescribed attire. They wear what they want.
They wear skimpy tank tops and booty shorts, which I respect.
I do.
You can't be a man waiter there either, can you?
I'm sure you could.
I mean, it's kind of a low key restaurant because I don't think I've never seen a man waiter in there.
Most 5149s are. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I mean that's how you get your tips. But these are the Twin Peaks, Hooters, Bombshells, Ojos Locos. There's a prescribed uniform.
Oh, Tilted Kilt is the one that somebody
there we go.
mentioned.
Okay,
are they still open?
I think they might be someplace. I don't think they're here anymore.
Tilted Kilt used to they used to have smoking chicks at Tilted Kilt in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
When
we used to do a regular round around here.
But Tilted Kilt was around before Twin Peaks was. Like Twin Peaks didn't exist then. And it's permanently closed. Sorry, guys.
The one in here.
Yeah, Twin Peaks didn't exist when Tilted Kilt did. So I don't know. Maybe they were like crossing in the night.
The hamburger just didn't hold up to the Hooters.
Maybe that's what it was.
Their wings were just a little skinnier.
Yeah. I do appreciate that Hooters has made some more wing options available. Like now you can get non-breaded or
they went to the smoked wing. But I've seen where Hooters is really declining as far as their business.
Oh, really?
It really has dropped. They've closed a bunch of stores, unfortunately. Well, however you look at it.
Well, listen, I think we need more jobs for these unemployed teachers out there. I think we need as many
market.
Neck Heaven used to be solid.
Is that it? Redneck?
I don't know. Maybe so.
Maybe that was.
I've never heard of it. Never seen it. But Ren says he'd like to see a goth version.
Oh,
yeah, like 340-pound chicks with nose rings and
painted white.
Oh, that'd be so hot. I can't wait to get off so I can play video games, drink some Mountain Dew.
Play Magic the Gathering. You play Magic the Gathering?
Yes, that's what I'm into also. Yeah, the idea of like the hot goth chick is cool, but that's like 1 out of every 10. I think the other one's all...
we've all gone down that road.
At some point.
We've all tried it.
At some point, we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my wife is we don't really go to those types of restaurants. When I met my wife, like when we started dating, my previous girlfriend had been a Hooters girl, and my wife was out on Hooters after that. She's like, "No, we're not going over there. I don't want to deal with that nonsense." Today is cut day. What did we decide? 5 o'clock?
I think it's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock
our time.
3 o'clock Central Time. There's, we haven't had the bombshell like, oh, I can't believe this guy got cut. Like, in no world did I picture him getting cut. But we've had some names get cut. Jakeem Grant got cut, the wide receiver for the Falcons. He is going to be available now. Anthony Brown, former Oregon Ducks quarterback, cut by the Bills. The Bills have decided to be a 2-quarterback team, so I guess they must really trust that Josh Allen fella. So they cut Anthony Brown and Ben DiNucci. So it's just Josh Allen and good old Mitch Trubisky. So basically, if Josh Allen gets hurt, the Bills are the New England Patriots, is what that boils down to. Lamar Jackson got cut by the Carolina Panthers. The cornerback, Lamar Jackson. That one, I think, still has a job as far as I can tell.
He's gonna play offense though.
Yeah, haven't heard anything else about him not having a job. Andre Carter of the Bengals, defensive end, he's cut. Rocky Lombardi is cut by the Bengals also. Kwame Lassiter as well. We talked about the Cowboys cuts. Maybe the most surprising name being Billy, Tyron Johnson, but I think that Viliami Fehoko and Damian Wilson were the other kind of surprise names. Jalen Allen cut by the Denver Broncos. Former fighting Texas Longhorn Malik Jefferson cut by Detroit. That guy never, ever was as good in the NFL as he was in college.
Yeah, he's the one that signed initially with A&M, backed out, went to Texas, and never panned out.
Yeah, he's been bounced around the league a little bit. It just hasn't worked out for him. Keaton Slovis, who was a guy that when I was watching him in college, I kept thinking, man, maybe this guy's got something. Kind of got a raw deal when Caleb Williams came in. He was the guy who got pushed out, which makes sense. I think he ended up at West Virginia and had a pretty solid year there at West Virginia. Thought maybe he would have a chance to make something happen. Ended up not with the Colts at least. So we'll see if he signed on anywhere else. Ronnie Harrison, the safety, also cut by the Colts. See if anybody else. Ian Book, former Notre Dame quarterback. Ian Book from the same draft class as Trey Lance. I used him as a reference the other day. If Ian Book were out of a job, no one would pay attention because he got drafted in the 4th round. But because it's Trey Lance, he's a story. Yeah. But he is cut by the Kansas City Chiefs. Max Duggan, TCU Horned Frog.
Jerry Jones' favorite quarterback coming out of the draft last year.
Well, he's available now.
Well, yeah.
Because the Chargers said, thanks, but no thanks. We don't want him.
It was a great story, but we all knew this guy wasn't going to be an NFL quarterback. But Jerry did love him. Let's not get past that.
The Rams released running back Boston Scott. The Dolphins, Mike White, who actually started a couple games for him the last 2 years, got released. So did Salvon Ahmed and Willie Snead. Willie Snead at one point was considered like pretty decent receiver. He's now on the pile. The Vikings, I told you guys earlier, released Matt Corral. Also a couple running backs, Dwayne McBride and Mo Ibrahim, who's a really good college player. It's just not going to work out for him here. That's maybe surprising. I thought he might have a little bit of game. AJ Green released as well. AJ Green the third, though, a different guy apparently.
Not the wide receiver.
Not the wide receiver, AJ
last
Green.
Seen in Arizona,
yeah, of Cincinnati fame into Arizona. All I know is this: the New England Patriots they've cut most of the guys they're gonna cut. If you get cut by the Patriots, you might as well just figure out a new career. You might as well go work at Hooters.
Well, Bailey Zappi, I think they let him go. I like his arm. I think that even in his starts the last year or so, I didn't think he was the problem, but obviously they're heading on with the new younger guys and they might be doing him a favor. I think that's a guy we'd look at. And one other guy that wasn't cut, but was available and was around the star yesterday, Dalvin Cook walking around. I wonder if the Cowboys are waiting to see if any other backs are cut before they make a decision, but it does, by their action, tell me that they are looking at the running back market.
I actually thought Bailey Zappi was going to end up making that team because Joe Milton is not good at football.
He's raw, big, and can throw it. The thing is, we've spent so much time talking about what a third-string quarterback should be that, we're talking about another one here in Bailey Zappi. But I do think of all the guys that are floating around, he has some potential. Mike White, that guy's a career backup and will be employed quickly. But he's not a third stringer. He's a second string quarterback. He's the guy that's ready to go play right now.
And by the way, Zappi hasn't been cut yet.
Oh, I thought he was on the list.
The rumor is that he's going to be cut today.
He's on the list to get cut.
Yeah.
Maybe he should. Maybe he won't get.
It's not. The Patriots aren't going to keep 4 quarterbacks.
No.
I just thought that from what I've seen of Joe Milton, Joe Milton's got a big body, and man, he stinks at football. So
where did we see him last? Buffalo,
Tennessee.
Tennessee?
He's a rookie. Yeah,
No,
he was
a
a
big quarterback at Tennessee. That's right.
He played last year for Tennessee. He was the one who tried to take Phil Hendon Hooker's shoes. And by the way, if you ever see Hendon Hooker, I saw some of his preseason highlights on NFL Network yesterday. Very Mike Vickish with the way he runs the football. Like, it's fun to watch.
And
so
he is in
Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. So, I'm sure the Lions are hoping that they never have to see him. But if they do, they got something there. Tyree Jackson, the tight end, is cut from the Giants. Trying to see if anybody else from the Giants is even noteworthy. Doesn't look like it. CJ Uzoma, from the tight end from the Eagles. Will Greer, also of the Eagles. Max Sharping, former Texan, all cut by the Eagles so far.
Question on the brigade bar from Ren. Would you replace Cooper Rush with any of the quarterbacks available? No. Cooper Rush is one of the best backup quarterbacks in all of football.
I think so too.
Yeah.
One of the bigger names that's been cut, Matt Breida from the San Francisco 49ers. He was starting for the Niners for a while. And then Randy Gregory got cut, but I don't know that he's going to play. I don't know that he's got any interest in playing.
No, he doesn't want to play.
And Riley Patterson, the kicker, also released by the Commanders. So there you go. That's the latest list of cuts. We'll see what comes down the pipeline today. Obviously, way more head to today as they've got to get down to 53. Most teams started this week at 90, have to get down to 53 today. So I expect we'll see. And there's always some names that you go, whoa.
There'll probably be one or two. And normally those are reactions to other teams cutting dudes where they see somebody suddenly available and last minute they cut them. They were on the list. Normally it's a vet that's, going to vest probably next year that, we're just not going to want to pay him and they last minute cut. But I don't see that happening with the Cowboys. Although I do think there will be a new running back on this roster by 3:00 tomorrow. Or very soon after.
Rumors are that John Mechie is going to be on the move.
Wow, the think of the wealth of wide receivers that were sitting in that Texas room. They're not a bunch of superstars, but there's a bunch of NFL wide receivers that were in that room to start training camp.
Yeah. And John Mechie, he's had some health issues. He's been trying to find a role, and the Texans keep adding wide receivers, and now he's just kind of fallen out of favor. But John, the Washington Commanders, the Carolina Panthers have kicked tires on John Mechie, and the Cleveland Browns, apparently. So there's Tim Patrick, the Broncos receiver that had the ACL, then followed that up with the Achilles. He's going to be cut by the Broncos too. They just,
if you're waiting on Mechie, which I do think there's, like you said, that list of teams that are waiting on, I'm not going to make a deal. I'm going to wait for you to cut him.
I think so.
Why would you intimate that you're ready to make a deal other than if you were dead set on getting Mechie? But I'm not going to give you anything for a guy that you just told me you're going to cut by 3:00 tomorrow.
I think a lot of it is like you can either if you don't want to deal with the waivers of it,
you could make
give
the
up
deal.
a 7th round pick
Right,
and you got him, you know.
But I could also just wait and see if I can get him without having to worry about it. And yeah, there might be a supplemental pick, but it might be worth it. I'm certainly not going to trade you something.
I wouldn't think so either. What do you think the odds are of Dalvin Cook ending up?
I think as a Cowboy or on a team?
On a team.
What happened last year? There's not a whole lot of teams that are looking for what Dalvin Cook has to offer, and unfortunately, the Cowboys are one of them. I would say the Cowboys are going to add a running back. I just don't know if it's going to be Dalvin or somebody else. I think they're going to wait and see if anybody comes loose. I don't think Breida's the type of back they're looking for, but obviously that room needed something, and the Cowboys showed us that they feel the same way when they brought in Dalvin Cook.
I wonder why, what happened to him?
He's old.
He's not that old, though.
I think there's a lot of miles on there, but the good news is the Dallas Cowboys have put together an offense to take advantage of a strong running, slow running back like Zeke. So Dalvin would fit right in on whatever scheme the Cowboys are apparently planning on running.
How old's Zeke Elliott?
Same thing with Tyler. 8 years, 6-year pro, 7-year pro.
Okay. Yeah, Dalvin Cook's 29.
They're about the same.
They're same
pretty
age,
close,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Because remember, Dalvin Cook he played for the Jets last year for a while.
Yeah, he passed the Jets. Didn't Baltimore kick the tires on him as well?
I think maybe.
There's not a lot of explosion left.
Yeah.
But he's a serviceable back, and the Cowboys are in the business of serviceable running back.
Yeah. His brother is playing pretty well in Buffalo. So
but
he ain't his brother. His brother's a younger brother, which usually that tends to be a big role when it comes to running backs. So I don't know if he's going to get signed, but I did find it interesting that he was in Dallas. At some point, a running back who is not on this team right now is going to get carries for the Cowboys.
I think so too. Obviously,
none of
Royce
these guys
Freeman
are good
didn't.
enough.
And Malik is just like a bunch of other guys. You got your juice.
Your
and
gadget juice.
And you got Zeke. Two of those guys are all of them are eminently expendable. But if you think of those that are going to probably stay, because of the way that they play, it's Zeke as the starter and whatever gadgets are going to be involved with Deuce. The other two would easily be replaced. Easily.
I just don't know. I mean, easily replaced, but by who? I don't know what's out
and
there.
Runs just like him. I mean, really, we're not talking about a lot of difference between Royce Freeman and Dalvin Cook, and you could go down this list of Matt Breida, who brings a little bit of speed, but not the same kind of back. But we're talking about guys that are getting cut.
Yeah. The projections for the Cowboys 53-man roster, the last I saw, had Zeke, Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, and Hunter Lipke making the team, which means
so Malik and Freeman not.
Yes.
This is about what I was thinking.
Yeah. Which is what's weird is what I've heard anyway is that based on training camp and preseason stuff, remember the Cowboys didn't play Zeke at all in the preseason. From what I've heard is Royce Freeman is probably more deserving of a roster spot than Zeke Elliott right now.
I wouldn't debate that. But there's this kinship with Zeke that supersedes all things with Jerry.
Yeah.
He likes it. He likes Zeke Elliott.
Receivers, Lamb, Cooks, Tolbert, Turpin, Brooks, Flournoy.
When you add CD to that room, it certainly improves the quality, doesn't it? It goes from a C level maybe to a high B kind of receiver room.
And then Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and John Stevens projected as the 3 tight ends.
Good tight end room. Is good. They don't have the superstar, but Ferg is one step below and they're deep. Schoonmaker had made a valiant case to keep his gig as the preseason went on and earned it.
This particular list says the offensive line, the first 8 spots are locks. Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, Asim Richards, Brock Hoffman, TJ Bass.
Mm-hmm. What's Walesko on there? Didn't make that list.
No. It's got Chuma, and it says Chuma Udoga will be once he comes back from his foot injury. But the last spot comes down to Josh Ball or Matt Waletzko, and it says that Ball was the highest graded offensive player per PFF in the preseason. So looks like he's earned himself a spot. Defensive line, adding Lawson, Phillips, and Joseph has made this room feel really crowded.
Yeah, crowded. But there's this old fantasy axiom that quality never supersedes, or quantity never supersedes quality, ever. No matter how many average bodies you got, you still got a bunch of average bodies.
Parsons, Lawrence, Osa, Mozzie, Marshawn Nealon, Golston, Lawson, Jordan Phillips, Linval Joseph. All 9 of them. It's projected making it. That means
of potential.
Rookie Nathan Thomas would be gone, as well as Al-Qadim Muhammad, who they picked up in free agency. Whoops. The linebackers, Kendricks, Clark, Overshone, Liafu, and Buddy Johnson. And that, it
Buddy's
says
on the edge here, though, isn't
right,
he? Yeah.
but it actually says Deron Bland's foot injury is allowing the Cowboys to keep an extra linebacker, and that may be what it says. He's been a late riser in camp, may have cemented his spot after a dazzling preseason finale. So, and then cornerbacks, Diggs, Lewis, Carson, Mukwamu, and Booth. Safeties, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, Marquise Bell, Thomas, and Wood.
The backside of that defense is chock
Not
full.
too bad.
When Bland is healthy, that is a hell of a backside defense.
All right, we'll hit the last hour of our program on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend, watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving scratch food and pouring quality cocktails every day after dark. Visit a Twin Peaks near you and experience the best late night in the league. Today, tomorrow, or any day of the week. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay is actually on the far west side of town on 90 eastbound, FM 471 to 410. Right now, that's about a 25-minute commute. We do have a wreck at 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway, now off to the shoulder, still causing about a 10-12-minute delay. On 410 westbound, as you approach Harry Wurzbach, that stall is taking up a right lane. Now, if you see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Center.
The contract situation with C.D. Lamb has finally been resolved as he and the Cowboys have agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal, which makes him the second highest non-quarterback player in NFL history, averaging $34 million per year. It also includes $38 million signing bonus, the largest ever given to a wide receiver. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. One place that the Cowboys could be looking is to the Texans. I don't know how many running backs the Texans are going to carry, but Cam Akers played really well in the preseason for the Texans. And I think that Dameon Pierce is really good and is just a really bad fit schematically with the Texans. I think they're going to trade him or try to trade him. That could be another guy that could. And again, I don't know if the Cowboys would be willing to trade for a running back, but that's a guy who's shown some game, and the Texans just won't be able to use him between having Ogunbowale and Mixon and Cam Akers. I think that he ends up getting moved, which could be of benefit.
I don't think the Cowboys care to have an above-average running back. They have had plenty of opportunity in the past. They franchised to try to keep one around last year, and it really, while it helped the offense a little bit, at the end of the day, I think when they looked at what was really working for them last year, the running game was adequate. And that's all they want. It was adequate enough to get their Super Bowl aspirations in order. They got their quarterback and MVP situation because of that. I don't think they're looking to vary this offense. The running game is just not going to be a threat. They're going to throw the ball 35 to 40 times a game.
They have arguably, it might even not be arguably, the worst running back room in the NFL.
It'd be hard to be worse. It really would be, which just goes to show that is not a necessary part of what they believe will be an offense that can make do with other things. That's why
it's funny because
the CD thing was so important.
I mean, this is an organization that invested a top 5 pick in a running back in Zeke Elliott at one point.
And what do they have to show for?
Yeah.
I think that we're in a lot of the what do I have to show for all this kind of situation.
No, I think you're right.
And I think if there was a running back available to them, that they would have, if a guy like Bijan had fallen before, and we can talk about the other backs that were eyeballed by a Cowboy fan over the years. If they'd have fallen, maybe they'd have taken him. But that, I don't think, is a high priority for McCarthy. It's never been, even though it might have been at one point for Jerry.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting to see if this is or how they address this throughout the season. Because first, I mean, it's one thing to start the season with a bunch of scrubs, but typically when you start the season with a bunch of scrubs, you might finish the season with a bunch of other scrubs. Like those guys, you get tired of them, you rotate through them. It's like if you start the season with a bad kicker, you don't expect him to be there all year. You're just waiting for another guy to get cut, and then you're going to cut your kicker and sign him, and then he's probably sucks, and you find another one. Then you hire some Australian guy, and you just try and find your way through the season with it. That's what it feels like they're doing at running back this year.
And you know what? I don't have a problem with it if it's not a necessity. Because that offense, by every measure, has been hyper successful over the last several years, no matter who the coordinator was. So I don't have any worry about them moving the ball or scoring points. I do worry about 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I do worry about 4th and 2. I worry about those scenarios where you need something.
And it'd be different if you had a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen who you felt like could go get you those yards, but you don't really have that here.
No tush push going on here. No Philly, whatever. That's where we're going to run into some issues. I think we'll see the Cowboys kind of flounder there on those 3rd and shorts. But at the end of the day, running back doesn't matter to them. And if it doesn't matter and they've been able to work around it, and really Zeke hadn't been much, even when he was healthy, it's been 3 years since they've had anything. And Pollard, while being an excellent breakaway guy, wasn't a ground and pound dude, although I think he could have been if they'd have decided to let him be that. So the offense will be what it is. It's going to be Dak-centric, and it's going to be focused on CD, and they're going to throw it deep and hope the defense turns the ball over and not expected to run the clock out. I don't think this will be a team that, with a 8-point lead and 9 minutes to go, will ground and pound you to win. They just can't.
So we'll see what the Cowboys roster looks like tomorrow. In fact, if you tune into the Blitz, you can hear what they think about the roster. That'll, like we said, happen at 3:00. We should be all wrapped up by then.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, the story right now is Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is up to 51 home runs in 129 games, on pace to break the American League record that he set in 2022 of 62 home runs. He is, I don't even know what the word is for what he's doing right now. I mean, this is one of the more phenomenal things I've ever seen. He's hitting .333. He's got a .465 on base. He plays one of, if not the most valuable defensive position in shortstop or center field, and almost every day, and plays it well. He was the number one highlight on
through a rope.
Jumped up, stole a home run, and then doubled off the guy at first base. And he's 32 years old. Like, he's doing all this stuff that it's wild. And make no mistake, if he were doing this 15 years ago, we would all be screwing steroids. And, I'm such a cynic when it comes to these things. I fully expect, it wouldn't shock me at all, I'll say. I won't say I fully expect. It wouldn't shock me at all if one day we find out that Aaron Judge is loaded up on some new age steroids. But yeah, I don't really care.
But he is 6'9", or however. I mean, he's a big old boy. But yeah, I don't like going down that road. But
I'm just saying, I don't even care.
You're right. I don't want to. he doesn't appear to be that, muscle-headed thing, but when we compare eras, it's sad that he has to compare himself to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we are judging him against, well, now he's surpassed that, but the era of the Maguires and the Sosas and, the big home run, tight ball, short field era, that it's unfair because he's not juiced by every measure. And if he was competing against him, he would have been doing it clean and better.
Yeah. I told you yesterday, this was the 50 home run mark. He's had 3 seasons of 50 home runs, very rare company. And one of the guys who's not on that list is Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds only hit 50 home runs once in his career, and that was the year that he hit 73.
When you asked me, I thought, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, one time. Now he hit
lots of 40s.
Lots of 35s, 40s, 45s, but only one time over 50. Just happened to be the most anyone's ever hit.
Don't you hope that these regular season dudes, we get to see them carry that into the playoffs? Because don't you want to see Ohtani dinging them? Don't we want to see this happen in October, in late September?
Of course.
It's not going to happen. Baseball is such a regular season phenom. Very rarely do we see that carried into the extras, into the playoffs. But I'd like to see one of those two do something extraordinary as we carry on through.
I'd like to see it too. Garrett Cole says it's so impressive. So when you look around the league and you see guys with high batting averages, there's a fair amount of bunt hits and infield hits. This guy's sitting at 330, and I'm not sure he's had an infield hit all year. They're all doubles and homers. So it's like there's no one to compare him to. Certainly not walking around right now. Outside Bonds, I mean, it's just what a wonderful experience to have him on my team and being around him. And Giancarlo Stanton said he's playing a video game. Remember, Giancarlo Stanton's a guy who's hit 59 home runs in a season before.
And had a couple over the last couple of weeks.
He's like, all the rest of us are out here grinding, and this guy's he might even be better than a video game. It is pretty wild. Again, you watched Maguire, Sosa, Bonds. I'm hard to be wowed at this point, but this is pretty wowing. And I'm not here to cheer on the Yankees by any stretch, but I've found it difficult to dislike Aaron Judge.
And it would be so easy to, because the money.
Yeah, but I think
$360 million.
He seems like a generally likable guy, and he's really fun to watch. I mean, listen, the best players are always going to get the best money. Ohtani, I don't know anybody that dislikes Ohtani, and he makes more money than anybody.
Well, his translator might not.
I think his translator is probably getting some of that money, so he's probably just fine. He's serving his time. There's the end of the rainbow. But it is nice that these superstars of the sport right now seem to be likable characters.
And
it sure beats like the Manny Machados and those types that we've been dealing with for the last several years. This feels, I want, and honestly, who's kind of, this is really weird. Juan Soto's kind of growing on me.
Well, because he doesn't have to do anything other than be Juan Soto on a team where there's bigger names.
And he's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's wild because the Yankees are, one of the best teams in baseball. They have 2 players who have played worth a damn all year. Like, it's those 2 guys have really, if you look at the rest of their roster and what they've done compared to expectation, it's incredible. It's incredible that they are where they are, given especially the payroll that they've got committed to some of these guys that are doing absolutely nothing.
Too bad they can't get past the Astros.
Well, I won't say too bad.
No, not too bad. But the fact remains, the one team that is the Yankee beater is the one they got to get through to get to the series.
Yep.
And no matter what happens, let's just pray we don't get a Rangers Diamondback series again. I mean, look at the potential we have. Record-setting bats on both sides. Ohtani with the Dodgers, and you got the Yankees coming fast, and the Astros trying to continue to prove a point. Anything is going to be better than last year. Anything, and all due respect to Rangers fans, you went and did it, but let's get some real fun in the fall.
Now, mind you, there's still a chance there's still a chance where we could have a Guardians Brewers World Series. So careful what you wish for.
Yes.
Careful what you wish for.
Well, I mean, Edwin's got a candle lit in the studio for that to happen.
How lame would that be?
Be the lowest rated World Series.
Oh my
Worse
God.
than last year's D-backs Rangers.
I don't think you can get much lower.
I mean, I think it might be though.
I might be the only one.
Well, at least there's some true Brewers fans. Are there really any true Diamondback fans? Really, really true Diamondback
Probably
fans?
not.
No, I don't think so.
Probably not. But I don't know, man. I want the star power. I want to see the Dodgers, the Padres, the Phillies.
Atlanta better right the ship too. I want to see those guys get. There's some teams that need to be there.
I want to see them against the Yankees, the Astros, or the Orioles, even because the Orioles have some good young stars. They're at least a fun watch. I guess also looking at the standings, there's still potential for a Royals Brewers matchup, which could even be more insane.
God, I can't imagine what the nickname for that series will
Royals Diamondbacks could still happen. Woof. Be careful. Careful what you wish for, Rob.
I'll just get into that basketball midseason tournament.
There you go.
Baseball.
All right. When we come back, I've got a couple more non-sports stories, and then we'll do the daily lines at 9:30. But Rob, tell me about your water softener.
I have a fine water softener, AJ, because I have a Connecticut as I down something to eat.
The world's best is what I've heard. The world's best water softener.
Let me tell you, I haven't had a Connecticut for a long time. And for those of you who have had a Connecticut and then moved someplace where you didn't have one, those are the ones you need to go talk to, because it's the differences that matter. It's the quality that you get out of your faucet. It is the safety of working with Connecticut, who has been around San Antonio for decades. It is the security of knowing that when you have a Connecticut water softener, you have the best warranty in the business. So you get that taken care of. It's adding value to your home, and it takes away one more worry. But now let's talk about what a water softener does for you every day. If you've ever seen any white on your dishes coming out of the dishwasher, your water softener is not doing its job. If you've ever seen around your faucet anywhere you see any kind of crystallization or any kind of white powder, that's stuff that your water softener should have picked up. You're drinking that stuff. Your pets are drinking that stuff. It's in your hair. It's on your skin. It's on your clothes. Now, knowing that, call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. They'll come out as quickly as possible. They'll put a water softener in your home for 90 days and prove to you what I and so many of your neighbors already know. You have the water softener you need for the rest of your life. It'll be the last water softener you ever own. Find out for yourself. Call 656-PURE for all the details you need. Sing it while you type it. ConnecticutSA.com's got all you need. Get a Connecticut today, and you can thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is cutdown day. Who made the Cowboys and Texans rosters? We'll talk to Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk about the Cowboys.
And Indy Khalil will talk Texans at 3:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey. That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick. What's going on? Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he shifts so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop. But this is a jewelry store. Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct. But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too. Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct. With unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry, it's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gird your loins. We're giving you the lines here in about 15, 20 minutes.
That was a short break. Edwin.
Whenever there's a live, there's a short break.
What? I mean, all right. Guys got to pee sometimes.
You got to carry on.
I just went and peed. That was number one. That was a long one because all I've been able to do is drink water, but
you're rapidly deteriorating. It's all the water coming.
Come on.
You got what? Man, you got some time.
I got some time. Let's look at some. What are we doing? Oh, Bush tickets. Oh boy. I hadn't even planned on my song for the day. What do I want to sing?
So for those of you unaware, we do have Bush tickets, so they're coming right around the corner to Joe Freeman.
I think we got to give them to somebody on the Brigade Bar today.
So they've been busy today. They'll be out at the Freeman on September the 4th. This is a Live Nation gig. They're coming with Jerry Cantrell, Candlebox, and Bones. It's the Loaded Greatest Hits Tour.
I like it.
Minix texted me. I might have been inaccurate yesterday talking about Jerry Cantrell. I didn't mean to be.
Okay.
He said I heard me talking about him.
What'd you say?
I don't know exactly what I said. I remember him being part of Candlebox. Of course, we talked about his music history back in the grunge era. We're big fans of Jerry.
Okay. In the song Machine Head.
The band or the song?
The song by the band Bush. He spins on a whim. He slides to the right. And he feels you like what? First person to come up with that last lyric of his poem. You, sir, are going to go see Bush. Spin on a whim. Slide to the right. I felt you like for our love, for our fear, for our rise against the years and years and years.
Pretty good.
Got a machine head.
So do we have a winner yet?
Yep. Looks like, I think we got to give it to, I don't know.
First in.
Steven had a typo. Edwin, I'm going to leave it up to you. You make the decision. Steven had a typo, but I think he got it.
Yeah, I think Steven gets it.
Okay.
We'll give it to him. We know what he meant.
W is right next to E.
He was speed typing.
So there you go, Steven. Call into Edwin and you, sir, because he's. I felt you like electric light.
I want to ask you something.
For our love. Yeah, what?
I don't want to change something. Keep singing.
No. Green to red, machine ahead.
Our good friend Clarence Hill has left the Dallas Morning News and is now working for a new website. He's still Dallas Cowboys centric. One of the best points of information in the Cowboy universe. Interviewed Jerry at some point. I don't know how fresh this is, but we have part of this interview where he calls himself essentially the best GM in football, that nobody could do what he could do because of the longevity and all.
Do you think he only means like with the Cowboys? Nobody could run the Cowboys the way he runs them?
Well, okay, I'm going to ask you on a macro scale. I mean, how diluted is he if he thinks he is one of the best GMs in all the NFL?
Incredibly. I think when you, well, first of all, like if we're going to say he's an owner GM.
No, because we're not there. I'm talking about, because you're
just
right.
As a pure GM,
as a general manager, which is on his business card. General manager. He is the talent acquirer and he's the talent payer.
because think about like Andy Reid is the head coach / GM. Like Andy Reid and Brett Veach share GM duties in Kansas City.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, they share GM duties in San Francisco. Sean McVay and Les Snead do that in LA. So it's not like he's the but I guess like I guess Jerry and Steven are the de facto GM. I mean, I don't know. I always thought Steven's business card says GM of the Dallas Cowboys, doesn't it?
I think he's president of basketball or football operations or something like that. I think he's got a different title than GM.
Okay.
But I'm getting to, I'm trying to figure out why or how he got to this. I've been there every which way from Sunday, and I have busted my ass a bunch. So hell no, there's nobody that could effing come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can.
Yeah, I'll disagree with that. Specifically when he says the contracts, because he keeps overpaying for guys because he waits and waits. And you know what? We should do a time capsule. Edwin, what's the look up the highest paid? Oh, he's on the phone. We need to find out what's the highest paid edge rusher in the league right now. And say if they paid Micah Parsons this money today, that's what he would cost. And then when he does pay Micah Parsons, it's going to be the GDP of a small country. Like it's going to be like the money that would have been left over could have fed so many homeless people, homeless veterans, could have built houses for them. And he's going to be like, I'm the best GM. I'm the best there is.
And it's not like hasn't acquired talent. It's not that. But the arrogance of saying something like that right now.
It's odd.
With
Dak like up in the air and
all of this up in the air. You got a running back room that's empty. You had to bring back a dude that you cut that you were still paying, by the way, when you brought back. You let your wide receiver sit out in the wind forever. You got a quarterback unpaid, and you got a head coach without a contract, and you boast, I'm the best there is at this. And I'm trying to figure out, other than just hubris, where he's got it, unless he feels like you got something else to show us. You think, he could be getting ready to sign Dak?
If you're the best GM, like, where's your trophy?
There's a lot of those, yeah. So what gives, he knows his place in the world. He knows very well. He's the first to tell you, I hadn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
Because Howie Roseman can show you a ring, and he's in division.
So Jerry knows all this, but he's still standing by it, and it broke on the day that he signed CD.
It is odd. Yeah, I think if you're going to say you're the best, you got to have something to show for it.
He went on some of this other stuff. The reason I don't let somebody else be the GM is because I don't have anybody that I will let do it to actually do it right. And they're going to have to come to me. And because I know where is that you're going to have to pay for it. Yes, he's talking about his kid.
I like to think that what Jerry's saying is no one could run the Dallas Cowboys better than I can run them.
Well,
so and I don't know that I disagree with him when it comes to that. But do I think that he's like some sort of like a John Schneider who's like some sort of like a incredible talent scout? No.
Or John Lynch, who seems to find the right pieces in the right place, or Ozzie Newsome, who fell ass backwards every draft he brought in. Those guys were great. He's not even close to those guys.
Or is he one of these guys who's always going to get the better end of contracts? The answer is certainly no when it comes to that.
But I will say, as far as who could put the most valuable franchise in all of the world there, only Jerry.
I think you might be right about that. But the very I'm effing great and this and I that's very different from him. It's not something I would have,
because it seems like he's almost flailing, like he's reaching for straws. Because I mean, let's be realistic here. We're taking great comfort in the fact that he overpaid a dude that he could have paid a whole lot less for 6 months ago, and we're celebrating that.
Yeah.
And he's bragging about it.
Although you could also say, well, had he paid CD 6 months ago, CD would be like Tyreek Hill now going, hey, how the hell am I now the 10th highest paid? Which I don't know that would have been the case.
And you're a hell of a GM, aren't you? You could have worked that out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't. It's what's Jerry going to say? Like, what's the alternative? That's often a way to look at it is, if Jerry said this, what could have been the alternative? What could he have said? I'm not the best at being the GM. No, of course he thinks he's the best.
Well, you highlight your positives. I own and have built the most valuable professional sports franchise in the world. And that's Scoreboard. Everything after that in the real world, that's all that matters. I don't care.
Dude,
amongst his 31 other owners, they all look at him like, if we could do what you did. Every one of them.
Every one of these billionaires, it's a one-upping contest.
Yes. And right now,
like, no, I'm not trying to get political here, but Trump is a great example of this. A guy who has accomplished a whole lot in his life, yet he will still try and convince you that he is a scratch golfer and weighs 200 pounds.
Right.
Like, why do you have, like, you're clearly lying. Why lie? Like, can't you just say, dude,
yeah,
I'm worth billions of dollars. I might be fat and suck at golf, but I'm worth billions. They can't do that.
Right.
It's not in their DNA to take a step back from, like, I'm the best at everything. I think that's how they're programmed. I really do.
I get it. You're surrounded by yes men, and everything you've done is touched the
Yes.
gold. I mean, I get why you think that way. But I just found it remarkably interesting that this falls, the CD thing falls. We still have 10 more days or so before kickoff. Is he thinking he's rounded into form with Dak? Is he feeling like, all right, you guys want some of me? Here we go. I set all in before the season starts. Here it comes. It just feels like I don't believe in a lot of coincidences.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same
Might
thing.
not be the same thing,
That
Rob.
would be the other side of this coin. He is setting the table for F you. I have decided that Dak is done. And I have decided that my head coach is leaving.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to talk about it, but I'm the best guy to do it. And nobody else could have done it the way I did it.
Do you think that you know better than Jerry where the ultimate glory hole is?
Not for lack of looking.
Okay.
I want me some glory hole.
No, I'm not talking about the regular glory hole, Edwin. I'm talking about the ultimate.
It is the absolute glory hole.
Okay, absolute. That'll work.
One. All right.
That'll work. All right. When we come back, we're going to squeeze in a couple non-sports stories, including, I know you guys have been wondering how come we haven't talked about pee or poop today.
Oh.
We've got a story about pee, and we've got a story about someone who is trying to go for a back-to-back title, and it would be an impressive feat if they can get it done. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always building.
The Twin Liquors dollar sale is almost here. We dropped the price on all wine and spirits to the absolute lowest, then at $1. It's how we say thank you to our customers. Don't miss the dollar sale this Thursday through Saturday. Liquors.
Bourbon and Brews is heading south for the summer, but don't worry. We're now introducing Twin Peaks Tequila and Cervezas. It's a fiesta every Friday at Twin Peaks with samples of our favorite tequilas and cervezas all summer long. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay is actually on the far west side of town on 90 eastbound, FM 471 to 410. Right now, that's about a 25-minute commute. We do have a wreck at 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway, now off to the shoulder, still causing about a 10-12-minute delay. On 410 westbound, as you approach Harry Wurzbach, that stall is taking up a right lane. Now, if you see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wrapping up the huddle here. Daily lines at 9:30. We do it every day. Ish. Fella was at a Kenny Chesney concert at Gillette Stadium.
Singing some beach music?
I guess so. I don't know what songs Kenny Chesney sings.
It's all about living on the beach.
Okay. Sounds like, so he's like new age Jimmy Buffett.
Country Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, I think they even have a couple songs together.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, police were called to the sand pit at the Kenny Chesney show at 9:15 after a report that a man had urinated on a woman's shoes.
Oh, damn it.
Shane Lynch, the man accused of the act, is a Cranston police officer. He was off duty at the time, but according to officials, it's hard to tell if this was on purpose or he was just trying to hit the ground and hit her. It says the woman had felt a warm liquid hitting her leg.
Oh my God.
When she turned around, she told police she saw Lynch standing behind her. His shorts zipper was down and he was urinating on her boots. Police said Lynch appeared to be heavily intoxicated when they tried to approach him. He was facing charges of disorderly conduct and destruction of property. He agreed to pay $100 in court costs to have the case dismissed.
About a cleaning of the boots.
So there's no crime anymore.
Would you? Should he lose his job?
They've already said we are aware of the arrest. We'll handle the matter administratively.
So then he's not going to lose his
and
job.
he paid $100 in court costs to have the case dismissed. So, and he's also issued a trespass order by stadium security, which means he's not allowed in Foxborough anymore.
So no more. What about public urination? And there was
he can still piss on people at Fenway.
Oh, good.
But not at Foxborough. That's
kind of expected.
Off limits.
Honestly, do you think a cop should lose his job over that?
I always lean to you shouldn't lose your job.
One strike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But a cop. I mean, there's a public confidence thing here. I don't know. It sounds like the dude was trashed and just unzipped and went in the sand. At least it.
Yeah.
At least it was a sand pit.
He was trying, like a litter box. I don't know. Florida woman has been arrested for walking around outside naked during a neighbor's birthday party. Grace Sharp, who is a 56-year-old woman, has been charged with indecent exposure. This happened on Sunday in Pensacola. Her neighbor was having a birthday party, and around 7 o'clock, she walked up to the chain link fence that separates the properties, butt naked, waving around plastic doll legs, then rubbed the items on her private areas. The neighbor made the kids go inside the house. It's probably a good idea.
Why did you wait for the rubbing? I would have had her inside before that.
And the neighbor said, hey, you realize you're naked, right? And she said, I know. It's hot outside. She eventually went back inside her home, and that's when deputies were called. She remains in Escambia County Jail on $2,500 bond. Will you pay the $2,500 bond for this fine woman?
I think that there's some psychological counseling and maybe a little bit of forced time at Trembling Hills coming her direction.
Maybe the juice ain't worth the squeeze on that one.
Some time in the nervous hospital might make her feel a little bit better.
And finally, Maria Zadrevich, known professionally as Sweet Mary, is set to defend her crown.
And what is her crown for?
She is the European Sex Champion. European
Sweet
Sex
Mary.
Championships winner is set to defend her title in front of a live audience. She will take the stage at the second annual European Sex Championships in Stockholm. The Swedish Sex Federation puts this on. It provides detail. There's billboards providing details on where to buy tickets.
The Swedish Sex Federation?
Yes.
They're the licensing body for this?
Yes.
All right.
The sex extravaganza is being dubbed as the first of its kind in Sweden and the whole world.
I would imagine. Are there events that I can qualify for, that we could qualify for? What would those events be? Apart from, let's say, an AVN award.
And it promises to be more spectacular. The inaugural European Sex Championships last year made headlines.
Do we have like mixed doubles?
I don't know if it does that, but so basically they said that several adult stars walked out of it last year, and they said the competition was a low budget Big Brother. Despite all the controversy, Sweet Mary was announced as the winner. She got a nice cash prize and only had to do one performance. Now it looks like it's going to take more this time, but she's 27. She said the big win has changed her life.
I think so.
She splurged on a luxury car and invested in a major upgrade, going from a D cup to an F cup, and even got a nose job.
Well, there you go.
So this year, organizers are taking it up a notch, aiming to entertain a live audience. VIP guests are going to get premium seats, drinks, and additional benefits for an unforgettable experience. It's open to anyone 18 and up. You can be there.
The rules for sex as a sport, as set forth by the Swedish Sex Federation. Seduction of a competitor athlete, how fast a competitor athlete can make another competitor feel attracted to him or her. You're judged for between 5 and 10 points. Massaging different parts of the body, from feet all the way up, 5 to 10 points. Erotic area massage, 5 to 10 points. Foreplay. And then we start getting into other things. Artistic performance, pose, or stance. Do you point your toes, I guess? Do you stick the landing? Creativity and pose or stance.
Arch your back? Is it a good?
Are you arching your back? All those are your fingers in a proper position. Endurance and number of wins would be
how fast you can get your partner to
I would
finish
think
the
that
deed?
should be one, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that falls into artistic execution of different competing partners and alternation of poses. Then there is how quickly you raise the blood pressure or heart rate through actions of a partner. How well you use the Kama Sutra. Limber up for these things. The most artistic coital, according to jury and audience.
Like, is that costume sex?
No, well, artistic act.
Okay.
You really judged on the total performance on this one. And the couple that has been the most involved overall during the competition, as well as the artistic, according to the Kama Sutra, and most popular with the jury and audience, of course, would gather up to 20 points.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. I guess that brings us directly into the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sweet Mary, a minus 200 favorite to repeat at the European Sex Championships.
Injuries are an issue.
Yeah, listen, the field is looking weak, but I think her experience gives her a leg up.
She comes to play.
And if she keeps that leg up for long enough, that could earn her upwards of 5 points.
That goes into the artistic and position movement.
Upwards of 5 points.
Yeah, it's not easy to win these things.
On that note, let's transition to ladies basketball.
Yes, let's.
Where the Las Vegas Aces go on the road as 9.5-point favorites against the Dallas Wings. I think I'm going against the Aces here.
Oh, really?
I think so. The Aces have struggled. They look kind of like a mid team. They almost lost to the Chicago Sky. What do you think, Edwin? You think the Aces blow out the Wings, or you think the Aces are maybe a little bit vulnerable this year?
Wings aren't good.
Well, yeah, they're like one of the worst teams, but the Sky isn't good, right?
Yeah.
And they almost beat the Aces. So I'm just saying all they got to do is win by 9 points. If the Wings can only lose by 9 points, we got a winner here.
I think the Wings cover.
Okay, that's all I'm asking for.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking for. So only one game in
Good,
lady
good
basketball
teams win,
tonight.
great teams cover.
That's true. And I don't think the Aces are a great team this year. I think their time has come. Their run is over.
Good team win, great teams cover.
Caitlin's come in and taken over the league. Taken over. I saw a story about Angel Reese is the Dennis Rodman of the WNBA.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I mean,
they said. I mean, she's already setting like a rebounding record.
Yeah,
but it said never has a superstar WNBA player been so poor offensively.
True that.
And it like I don't want to be a hater, and I know everyone will say I'm a hater because we're talking about ladies basketball. But the other day she had 20-something rebounds in the game. I swear at least a dozen of them were off her own.
It looked like they were Mo Malone
layups.
Yeah, they were
It's
Moses Malone layups. I mean, yeah, three rebounds for a layup.
And then she ended up not making it.
Right.
The one that I saw. It's like, come on. What? Okay. Dennis Rodman, I don't know about that. Dennis Rodman just didn't bother shooting. He knew his weaknesses. All right. Major League Baseball. Guess who's back on the hill tonight?
Is it worthy of celebration? Does he have his own day?
Well, yes, but first, before we get to that,
him.
Justin Verlander is on the hill for the Stros tonight as an underdog. Does that interest you, Rob? Yesterday, the Astros were dogs. They got you in extra innings.
It did take extra innings and a heroic effort by one of the greatest baseball players in the world.
Verlander plus 120. The Phillies with Aaron Nola minus 140.
I'd jump back on that horse. The Stros are still playing very good baseball, and they took Philly to 10 on the road. Verlander on the hill, a little bit of something going for him. I like it.
What if I told you under 8.5 plus 100?
Why are they giving him? Why so low for Verlander?
I don't know.
They give him a lot of credit here.
I think so. But also giving Aaron Nola a lot of credit.
I think there's Nolan more credit than him. Yeah.
The Royals are at the Guardians. Michael Lorenzen at Gavin Williams. The Guardians minus 155. The Guardians were road dogs yesterday, or home dogs, excuse me, to the Royals in both games yesterday. And if I'm not mistaken, they went 2-0. And I was thinking, man, if you just go with, to me, it's rare that that a sweep happens in those doubleheaders anyway. Just go with the underdog and split them. Underdog ended up winning both games yesterday, so that would have been a nice little hit. The Cubs send Justin Steele to the mound after I think they scored 16-8 yesterday was the Cubs Pirates final. 16 runs. Justin Steele. I'm scores 16 runs again, they will win the game. They are minus 120 against Jared Jones and the Pirates, even money on the Pirates. Johnny Cueto, who was once a really good baseball player, pitching for the Angels tonight, plus 130 at the Tigers. Brant Hunter, a made-up person, is pitching for the Tigers today. Mitch Spence goes for the A's. They're plus 120 at the Reds, who have no announced pitcher. And here it is. The Yankees send Garrett Cole to the mound for Patrick Corbin Day.
So what are the Yankees?
Yankees are minus 245. Patrick Corbin coming off a win, plus 200. Or you can lay the juice. Yankees minus 1.5 is minus 155. What are we doing on Patrick Corbin Day? How will we celebrate?
They're going to bomb him.
I think so.
They're going to bomb him is what it feels like.
I got to find a home run prop on Judge or Soto. One of those dudes hitting a bomb off Corbin today for sure. Yadiel Rodriguez goes for the Blue Jays. Cooper Criswell for the Red Sox. Red Sox minus 140. And Spencer Schwellenbach goes for the Braves against Simeon Woods Richardson and the Twins. Both teams minus 110. It's a pick 'em. I kind of lean to the Twins here. This Simeon Woods Richardson has been very good lately. Padres send Dylan Cease to the hill against Miles Michaelis. The Padres minus 140 favorites on the road. Rangers also minus 140 road favorites. Andrew Haney at the White Sox. Garrett Crochet, White Sox best pitcher, going plus 120 dog.
Good pitcher, bad team.
Uh-oh. We fading the Rangers?
They're fading themselves.
Giants send Logan Webb to the hill. This is interesting. Logan Webb goes for the Giants. They're dogs, minus 105. Tobias Myers going for the Brewers, minus 115. Logan Webb's pretty good to be dogged to the Brewers. I know the Brewers are solid, but
Edwin, thoughts on your Brewers?
You said that you're surprised that
I'm surprised the Brewers are favored over Logan Webb. Okay.
No Yelich. I mean, Willie Adames is still pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's at home.
Maybe it is at home. And the Brewers, they've got a massive lead in that division now, by the way. Rob's favorite player, Roddery Munoz, goes for the Marlins, plus 125 at the Rockies with Cal Quantrill on the hill. The New York Mets will send Sean Manaea to the hill against the Diamondbacks. Eduardo Rodriguez goes for the D-backs pick'em game there. Jeffrey Springs for the Rays against Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. Mariners minus 155. And maybe the best game of the day is the nightcap. Baltimore Orioles send Cole Irvin to the hill, plus 165 at the Dodgers, and Jack Flaherty minus 200. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, that feels like a big number against the Orioles, who are pretty damn good. So I might be looking at the Baltimore O's on the road. I also might be looking at those Seattle Mariners, they've revitalized themselves. All they have to do is fire their raggedy ass manager.
I think tomorrow we need to look at the U.S. Open.
Okay, we can do that.
I don't normally.
The tennis?
Yeah. I
was going to say, is the golf
I
happening?
don't really bet on tennis, but
let's see if any.
It's going to be front and center.
Are there any big
tomorrow
names
we
on
get.
tap tomorrow?
Let's see. It looks like
Tomorrow's Ladies' Day.
I don't know. It looks well. I don't know.
Well, come on.
Is M. Kruger?
That's Freddie's brother.
Oh, A. Mueller.
Iga Swiatek plays.
Okay, then.
Minus 5,000 against Kamila Rakimova. Minus 5,000. Jeez Louise. Caroline Wozniacki. I know her.
She's married.
Minus 425 to
David Lee.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to Iga Swiatek. David Lee,
former basketball player, isn't he married to?
I don't know. So I don't know why I was thinking about Tommy Lee when you said that. I was like, that's hot. Are they married? Yeah, look at that. Is he's not, he doesn't play anymore, does he?
No, I think he spent his last years here.
In San Antonio?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't even remember him as a Spur.
Neither do we.
Well, yeah, we can take a look at
I'm
the,
just saying,
at
I
the
mean,
U.S. Open tomorrow.
It's one of my bucket list things.
I'm
and
disrespectful to the tennis, maybe.
And I enjoy tennis when we get to the quarters. I mean, this is one of those bucket list things. I think that, this is one time I enjoy tennis because they're playing on the right kind of court.
Daniil Medvedev plays today. He's a minus 2,000 favorite against Dusan Lajovic.
Man, Lajovic. What's his name?
Lajovic.
He gets no respect anymore.
Yeah, Dusan. Yeah.
He got off work to play today.
It does seem like it might be an uphill battle for him, though.
-2,000.
Minus 2,000. Oh, does that seem like a lot to you?
A little high, yeah.
Because what do you think the number is for Carlos Alcaraz against Lee 2?
What are we about 3,500?
Minus 20,000.
20,000.
20,000. So you would have to bet $20,000 to win $100.
Or what's this dude's name? Might be worth a buck or two.
35 to 1.
You never know.
You never know. Mitchell Kruger, by the way, is the guy's name. He's a 3-1 dog against Yuri Lehecka. And it actually does say here it is Freddie Kruger's brother.
Good.
So that would make it very difficult to play tennis if you were wearing that.
Claw, they put you over the pickleball court.
Yeah, that would be tough. Well, there you go, friends. That'll do it for the show. We will try and do better tomorrow, but no promises.
Yeah. When next we meet, we will have a fully formed Dallas Cowboy roster.
Yes, we will. And the Texans. We talk about that too.
They're already fully formed. They're in good shape.
Yeah, and we'll be previewing some college football coming up as well. Fun and frivolity. Tune into the Blitz at 2:00. They'll know live when the Cowboys roster is set, and they're generally good people.
Yes, they are.
We'll see you tomorrow. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's